All right, good evening. Welcome, folks. Welcome to Poetry Open Mic Asheville. My name's Caleb Beissert. It's good to be your host this evening. And, of course, we're coming at you live from Asheville, North Carolina, USA, all to wherever you are in the world now. We've been doing this open mic for over 10 years in Asheville, and during COVID, we took it into the virtual realm. So we continue to bring you this virtual open mic each and every Wednesday night. As always, you can sign up in the Poetry Open Mic AVL group on Facebook, or at Sovereign Kava, our sponsor. Big shout out to Sovereign Kava, the Kava bar here in Asheville. We'll be checking in with them here in just a little bit. I'm going to warm things up with some poems for y'all, and then we got a whole bunch of great open mic performers. I'm so excited to see everyone tonight. So anyway, say what's up, leave us a comment. We love to hear from our viewers. Tap that like button, give it a share, and we really appreciate it. Hey, what's up? Yes, good to hear from y'all. Thanks for tuning in tonight. I'm going to kick it off with some words by the late great poet W.S. Merwin. This is Place. On the last day of the world, I would want to plant a tree. What for? Not for the fruit. The tree that bears the fruit is not the one that was planted. I want the tree that stands in the earth for the first time, with the sun already going down, and the water touching its roots in the earth full of the dead, and the clouds passing one by one over its leaves. Oh, indeed. And that's a signed copy there. Just have to show that off. Thank you, Merwin. Thank you. All right, I got a few originals for you. Then we got some other people coming on. Y'all keep it locked here. Poetry Open Mic Asheville. Thanks for riding with us. All right. Let's see what we got here. All right. We got this one coming up. It is sorry about that. It's this is a poem for anyone who needs a reminder. This one's called At Work, and I wrote this at work. That's why it's called that. Sorry, there's not much of an interesting story there. The clock. A history of circuitry and dust. Hands, like a drill sergeant inspecting ranks, attentive only to the air inside the glass. Under the clock, the aroma of wet leather on the first Sunday in April. Laboratory inscriptions bear the letters quartz, but it holds no gold. Only an idea of what time should look like and how it should sound. Rent. You can say rent when I say rent. Rent. Striking a match too quickly, losing the flame. Whose idea is it anyway? Why should we rent away our lives only to start over at midnight? On its rough face, numbers shine like hair, each waiting for its part of the minute. Rent. Striking a match too quickly. Rent. Losing the flame. Whose idea is it anyway? Rent. Why should we rent? Why should we rent? Whose idea is it anyway? Rent. The clock, a history of circuitry and dust. Rent. Whose idea is it? Rent. Striking a match too quickly. Rent. Whose idea is it anyway? Why should we rent? Why should we rent? Holds no gold. Yes, indeed. Thanks for joining us tonight. Appreciate it. Indeed, right. Love that one. This one's called Invisible World. I wring out laundry in the rank world. Blackbirds fly in and out of an open window. For centuries, distress was my dwelling place. I look skyward and dream, head resting in an open window. Tall buildings and street poles block my view, so I throw all my possessions out of an open window. Kings and their lobbyists lie down in palace corridor. A falcon with a note appears at the open window. Rulers cannot be trusted. Nothing has changed. A bandit steals my soul and makes through an open window. Beside the oak bookshelf, there is a wine bottle filled with peacock feathers. The invisible world lies just beyond the open window. Thank you very much. I think I got one more for you tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Y'all keep it locked here. We got a bunch of great open micers coming at you tonight. And keep in mind, we do this each and every Wednesday night, 8:30 Eastern Time, U.S., and we invite you to join in and share as well. And of course, many thanks to our sponsors, Sovereign Kava, keeping this thing going 10 years. This one goes out to our peeps here in Asheville. This one's called the Ash-Filled Night. Lost friends find each other on sidewalks. There must be a festival in town. Down by the civic buildings, the Art Deco facades, the broken-in bars, money saves. How did flamingos get here in the mountains, where sometimes you see a seagull, too? Where bears eat the garbage and squirrels bury acorns under ferns, their silhouettes crushed up like sand, no fortunes, no baseball cards within. Outside of town, old farmers grow watermelons by the creek, spars on roadsides with Shiva and iron rail, cool evenings deep into June, and this year the cherry trees bloomed early and the rain didn't come. Wise blue fractions of light scamper across the picketed yards and wavy-lined roads. Famous people stay in hotels that seem to glow in waves up the lines, over the hilltops carved into city lit with electricity humming while old men sleep. Angels look over where everything has changed but history. The monuments that were built still loom as reminders of what nobody remembers. Chickens cluck at day as they used to, turkeys eat bugs in the dirt, and black raspberries fill with sunlight and rain cloud, drenched in morning dew that lingers until midday. Their round open bodies postulate forest now quickly until fire gasps up the hillside. Raked lawns, gathering snow in the harsh summer square, antibodies eat electronics and grid systems, mushrooms sprout out of the heads of ants, colonies deform under the light of 1,000 moons, seafarers jump ship in the coming gloom, radio instruments fail in a magnetic storm, art creeps up from back alleys, museum trash cans, underground living rooms, sprayed on holy walls, carved into tables and doors, coming out of speakers set up in forests where the sound is swinging like incense. Around campfires, rising up the hills, making ash snow to tunneling headphones and blast furnaces by the shores of the lakes underneath the streets in forgotten parts of cities, forgotten by countrysides, forgotten by rainbows and crab nebulae, forgotten in bars and public restrooms, forgotten feathered fedoras on lost coat racks and bar stools, the cooks too high to cook, the judges too incarcerated to make laws, the laws too dead to hold anyone anymore, the time too ripe not to fly, not to miss another show. Everybody don't give a fuck. Give many fucks. Give fucks until the ground wells up with swollen dreams filled with art bubbles predicting frequencies of knotted giraffes. Legions of antlers, cross-eyed St. Owls, peregrine down painted sky, comets streaking our eyes. Whirlwinds building across the changing landscape, transformed to beauty everywhere we see. Broken in heartbeats, eye blinks, and swallows, darting in the morning trees from branch to branch in our lost colonies of memory, skull faculties renewing, breath inward, purple cloud crackling into pieces of stratosphere rains, breath outward. Your hand held against everything, somewhere connects, warmth flooding every nerve and vein. The singers tonight will kill it. The guitar players singing, the drummers singing, the DJs singing, the dancers singing, the poets singing, the night singing, screaming in the abyss, bliss, oblivion, ripples in the fountain where everything is lost. All time, all feeling, all notion of self, all screaming, lost in the magic night, the festival of decay of self, growing in heart, echoing among the buildings. The beeping streets, all the homeless gone home for the night, all the strangers met someone else, and all the kids found their family under the cool, ash-filled night, under the moon and stars, under everything. There is something else, something. Under everything. All right. You're tuning in to Poetry Open Mic ASHEViLLE. My name is Caleb Beissert. Happy to be your host tonight. Thanks for rocking with us. Thank you for the comments. We really appreciate those. Thank you. And y'all keep them coming. Let us know how you're doing out there. Where are you? How are you? What you up to? What's going on? All right. And we got some open micers coming up for you right now. So y'all keep it locked here. Poetry Open Mic ASHEViLLE. Up first on the mic tonight, I believe we have Christopher T. George joining us from Delaware. Yeah. And then we got Steven in the house. Then we're going to check in with Sovereign Kava. Then we got Ken. Ken is here tonight. And Sabai, am I saying that right? Oh, you can correct me. Wesley and Andrea. We got Zen, Josh, and Tommy. Kevin Evans is here. Nathan is here. Rachel's here. Jason's here, and Emilia Maldonado is going to cap us off tonight. So we got a hell of a night ahead of us. Y'all get ready. You know that even though you're home and I can't technically hear you, we still want you to make a whole bunch of noise. So maybe if you make a whole bunch of noise, I might find out you're my neighbor. That would be weird. But make a whole shit ton of noise. And jump up and down and scream and shout and blow a vuvuzela and all that good stuff. Yeah, just generally make a fuck ton of noise. For our first performer here, Christopher T. George, live from Delaware tonight. Give it up, give it up. Oh, wow, I can hear ya. Yes, give it up. Christopher.
Hi there, Caleb.
Well, hi there. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right.
That's good. That is good. How are things in Delaware?
Coming along. It was quite a warm day. It's probably warm down where you were, too.
It was about 80 degrees today.
Yeah, amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Summer's
yeah, amazing. Here. I know. And last week we were on, it was 30 degrees, and I had the fire going and everything. So that's just that's the mountain weather. You can't predict it, you know. And if they say if you don't like it, wait 5 minutes.
Right.
Yeah. So what'd you bring for us tonight? Some poetry, some story. What's up?
Yeah, poetry, variety of things, and I was impressed with the variety of stuff you just did. I mean, wow, that was a real range of stuff.
Oh, yeah. That's I like variety though.
Okay.
In poetry. And you do too as well. I mean, you read all kinds of I like that you often share what you're reading and
sure.
And come up with some cool stuff. But yeah, thank you. Well, cool. Christopher, I'll turn it over to you for the poetry. Thank you for being here tonight. And everyone give it up one more time for Christopher T. George.
I'm going to begin with a poem by Katie Condon. It was in the New Yorker of April 19th. This house. When the rain begins, I wake up. The night air is somehow bright. With more grace than I have, the world receives the downpour. By now, I am at my window, watching petals from the weeping cherry gathered darkly in the whirlpool by the storm drain. Behind me, the husband sleeps. I want to believe this is not unlike how it felt to lie awake in the womb. Water abounding, breath somewhere in the distance, the whole world dark and full of muddled sound. Not knowing that you'll have to leave this house someday, that when you do, water will collapse from a kind of sky. It will wake everyone. And I'm going to read several poems of mine. This one's called Breath, and it begins with a quote from Tony Kushner. It's fun to struggle. We're born to it. Her breath failed as you were finding yours. How she played the oboe, that sad, sad sound. Cancer robbed her of breath. In the score, the desolate calls of migrating birds from the Bronx meadowlands. Half submerged, a tire necklaced in ice. An elegy for her. Child of the depression, womb of your soul. A stiletto-eyed falcon rides the thermals above big, splashy, juicy Gotham. Yellow cabs bucket over uneven asphalt. A kid manhandles a rack of Armani suits in the garment district. Backstage at Angels, the actor who plays Roy Cohn fills his lungs with Broadway air. The fetid stink of hairspray and sweat. He stutter steps in his hospital gown, ass flapping, ready to play his death scene. An oboe sounds. And I wrote this next one for a friend of mine who had cancer. She would come for her treatment in Bethesda, and I met her several times. She's since passed away. It's called Transfusion. And she was also a nurse who worked in India and East Africa and places. In fact, she was brought up in East Africa. That was the story. Transfusion to Barbara, one intaglio. A fire inside the stone. An image engraved in a dark gem. You're an ICU nurse. On your arm, you wear a pick. A plastic lizard. We meet in the lobby of the Sheraton, my Kentucky woman in black, in dark glasses, in Bethesda to receive your cancer treatment. You've climbed Kilimanjaro twice, shot your own zebra, whose hide hangs on your wall, curd for Rwandan war victims. You tell me how you broke protocol to whisper to the dying woman whose family had been herded from the room to tell her God loved her. You, the Kenyan white girl, tell me about your trip to India and Nepal. 2. India. You bathed the 4-year-old boy with scabies in the city they call the armpit of India. His head an open sore of green pus. A battlefield for the microscopic might. Scabies everywhere on the orphans, buttocks, fingers, ears, legs. The feast of Dassin, everything closed, even the pharmacy. So you and Mary Ellen rummage for cotton bales, an antipyretic for their fevers, calamine lotion for their itching. You drag the infected mattresses from the orphanage, set them on fire. Sparks drift like spirits to the stars. 3. Transfusion. Barbara, I can't stop the tumor growing in your lung, and neither can the new chemo the feds tried. I'm grateful that instead of flying home, you stayed to attend my lecture. They've removed the pick from your arm. You rejoice at the prospect of a shower, your first since February. Now, next morning, I slosh through still dark Baltimore as you get ready to take your flight back to Kentucky. As I think of you, I almost miss my turn at Poe's marble grave to head to Washington. The line of rear lights ahead, red corpuscles flowing into the bodies in the nation's body politic. And several lighter pieces. Flamingos. With all that's going on, it's enough to make anyone hide their head under their wing and pretend what's happening isn't. Or just open a jaundiced, tired eye and simply gawk at the passing parade and cry out, "Flaming flamingos!" 3. The wrong zipper. I apologize, my love. I unzipped the wrong zipper and everything tumbled out. One sensation led to another, and now we find ourselves where we are, none the wiser, but fulfilled, in a terrible fix, one more glitch. Life has this way of catching up when you unzip the wrong zipper. And I'm going to end with this one, back to my Liverpool roots. Scouser Joe. I will purchase our future with a pocket full of lint. My bank account's empty. It's gasping for air. But I'd always keep my songs for you safe in my scuffed patch bag. I'm your suitor with a suitcase with battered, gummed over decals that chart my voyage from Biarritz to Cheadle Hulme, Tulsa, Guadalajara, and Rome. I have songs from everywhere, each thoroughfare I've tramped, Sunset Boulevard to Lime Street, Tin Pan Alley to the Appian Way, to sing my songs written for you. My monkey Chico dances on his chain as I turn the handle on my barrel organ. I'm Scouser Joe, your vagabond gypsy. Hear me sing of my love for you. Sing for another crumb of honey cake. Thanks, Caleb.
All right, and thank you, Christopher. Very good stuff. Yes. Indeed. Moving stuff, and my condolences on your friend's passing, of course. But lovely of you to write a touching poem in memoriam.
Thank you.
Indeed. Well, thank you so much for being here tonight, Christopher, and I look forward to next time.
Yep, you bet. Thank you.
All right, everybody, give it up one more time for Christopher T. George. See you, Christopher. Yes. And you got it tuned into the one and only Poetry Open Mic Asheville. We got some comments for Christopher right there. And we really appreciate the comments, so keep the comments coming. Yes, it's good to hear from people out there. And we got a lot more poetry and art. We welcome all forms of artistic expression here and all people. And we're going to keep it going for you. We'll keep it rolling here. We got Steven up next, and then we're going to check in with Sovereign Kava. I think if they're ready, let us know. And then we got a whole bunch more people coming at you, so keep it locked right here. Wonderful. Let's see, our next performer, Steven, is in joining us from Argentina, right? Is that it? Yes. Very good. And that's really fucking cool. And it's good. Steven used to hang out here in Asheville with us, and I'm so glad that he's staying connected through our virtual thing now. So let's welcome Steven. Y'all make a whole bunch of noise. Give it up.
Hey, Caleb.
Steven.
Good to see you.
Hey, good to see you too. How you doing?
Good. And I'm glad I'm staying connected too. Not as much as I want to. But yeah. I'm doing pretty well. Yeah.
Good.
Still staying pretty isolated or socially distanced here. Indeed. Things aren't quite caught up with the progress in the US.
Right. Do they have vaccines out there yet? Or
yeah.
Just been kind of slow to.
Yeah, not enough. And actually, it's been pretty wild because there's also been a big strike among health workers because of just like workers' rights and wage rights, which I'm glad that they're advocating for themselves. And it also meant that a lot of the health system partially shut down recently because the workers were just that's right.
Yeah.
So
well, you call them, when we call them heroes, we got to treat them like heroes, right?
Definitely, I agree 100%. And it's also part of the reality is that not really just that, but also there's been a lot of trouble with the government getting more vaccines. So we're still pretty early on in vaccine distribution, but otherwise I've been good. Still writing when I can, and and writing, reading, and got a new job. So good.
Oh, cool. Oh, well, congrats on that. And I'm so glad to hear you've been writing, and I assume you brought some of that new stuff for us tonight.
Yeah, I brought
awesome
technically like a few new poems. One I kind of think of as one, and one poem that I've probably read here before. But
yeah. Well, that's fine too, because I've liked what I've heard. So
I'm glad.
Good by me. Well, let's turn it over to you, Steven, and here's some of that poetry. But everybody, make some noise one more time for Steven, live from Argentina tonight. Give it up.
Thank you. So these first few are all relatively early drafts. And this first one is probably going to change a lot. But I thought I'd share it while it is what it is. Self-portrait as Hans Zimmer. The story before the music is a great ship sailing without the sea. I make oceans of sound, waves of string and synth, drum lines and choirs that know when to swell, to wash the world in their architected textile, and when to fade behind the scene. I am the keeper of French horns swelling, of rise after rise, and melodies that lift the ear from reality. Anything played right can fit the music. Even a clock's tick can move the blood in your body. Wrote that at a workshop just last week, I think. This next poem, it's really a couple poems that are a few sonnets that are part of a sonnet crown I'm working on. And It's about half finished right now, but maybe one day I'll come back here with the second half. Confession in Allura Red. 1. I violin my slurpy straw against the lid. A nasal ode, all chalkboard and styrofoam. The straw belts fluorescent notes, cherry-flavored melodies, and a luscious snow melt. Which story am I telling? My best friend jokes over my concerto, or the straw peeks out a rescue turtle. The cashier smiles, asks me about my mother as the receipt chirps out. She tears each of us with a tender snark. Which story? ICE agents detain cashiers nationwide. Snarl, it seems, on company whim. They reaper through stores who've sued corporate. This much I know. Every story hides another story. What have I been running towards and from? 2. What have I been running towards and from? Fandoms, potlucks, card tables, my patient grave. A pastry's sensual drip, some flavor whispering gone. The shirts that don't fit, the folds I'm taught to hide. More beaming friends, more wailing friends, more beautiful nerds holding each other. A half-finished website. The long hikes end. My UTI treatment bill. I've been running towards my people. A region. Tilde. Nombre. Foothold. Pride. Lovers, mentors, circles gone sour. My house-trapped mother. My shoes kicked off, sleeping bag snug before work calls collect. Sunburns. The struggling roll of my iris, those half-flightless birds. I've been running away from my people. Kids learning soccer. This country's bloodied walls. 3. Kids learning soccer, this country's bloodied walls. Nothing in the world happens out of context, but context gets spun. Fox and Friends would tell you stories of kids playing soccer refute any blood on the walls. And haven't you sometimes wanted to believe in a world where fruit trees don't finger their roots through earth engorged with the dead? Where prisons serve safety and nothing else? Haven't you, now and then, wanted to eat your cake and hide it too? Everything in context. Kids playing soccer. Officials showing them off. The birth of a cage. The price of the contract. One friend beaming. Another one gone. And then my last poem is trying to be more of a celebration again. This is for my father in Ecuador. Café listo. My father begins the day simple. A spoon or two of Nescafé, sugar, and a bread from one of the panaderias in the city. Sometimes he picks pan dulce, sometimes a roll stuffed with cheese. Sometimes he lets me choose, but he always chooses the store. He knows I might choose one of the places he doesn't like. I've been gone so long after all, and he knows his world, to me, is still so new. America raised me into someone unfamiliar with his home, unfamiliar with him. In the store, he makes sure to grab a bag or two of milk. At home, he makes sure I cut the bag right this time. One time, I cut so badly the milk went everywhere except the cup. Yes, I once spilled it in the fridge too. I seem so young for someone who has been gone for so long. At lunch, my father feasts, eats better than I do back with my mom. But for dinner, he ends every day the way he starts it. Café listo, milk, and pan. I don't know if he prefers this pattern or simply learned it. I didn't ask. There are so many things I didn't ask. My Spanish and his English left so many gaps. For years, we didn't know each other's faces, voices. Too many nights, I chose not to join him at the table. There are so many memories with gaps, but there are, as well, those nights we sat together, understanding as best as we could, ending the day how we started it, breaking bread and drinking something warm. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Excellent, Stephen. Very good stuff. Yes, yes. Good stuff. I like your sonnets, man.
Thanks.
Far out. That's a hard one to pull off.
It is. I feel like I've just been starting to find my way around the sonnet. Honestly, I think trying to just skip forward and write the sonnet crown helped me because it like takes the pressure off of like the shortness of it.
Yeah. I get that. Cool. Yeah, and we got some comments for you. Oh, cool. What's up, Dad? It's my dad says it's interesting to hear what's going on in Argentina. I agree. That's one of the beauties of this, being able to check in with people. Like what was it, last week or so? We had Minneapolis during the Derek Chauvin thing. It just worked out that way, and so it's cool to check in, like what's going on in different, because there's so much going on in the world these days.
There is.
It's good to like hear that and then hear the poetry amongst it. So thank you for that, and thank you for sharing tonight. That is cool. I look forward to hearing more of that, and more sonnets, and
thank you.
More all of that. Yeah.
Thank you. It's always a joy to be here with y'all.
Awesome. Likewise. It's a joy to be here. Thank you, Stephen, and hope to see you again real soon.
Okay, see you soon, and see you in the comment section too.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for commenting too, by the way. Excellent. Awesome commenter.
Thanks.
And awesome poet. Y'all give it up one more time for Steven. Thank you, Steven.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's Steven enter here, y'all. Live from Argentina. Yes, indeed. And you're tuned into Poetry Open Mic Asheville.
Poor dead flower. When did you
Brought to
forget
you by
that you were a
Sovereign
flower? When did you look at your skin and decide you were an impotent, dirty old locomotive?
Oh, yeah.
The ghost of a locomotive.
Yeah.
The
Dirty old
specter and
locomotive.
shade of a once powerful, mad American locomotive.
Uncle Alan. Alright,
You locomotive,
we got Sovereign Kava in the house connected here.
Locomotive, you are a locomotive. Forget me
See
not.
if we can get them connected.
So I grabbed up this
Thank you. We got a few more comments here. I want to make sure we blast. Y'all keep the comments coming. Keep hitting that like button. We really appreciate it. Yes, indeed. Oh, yeah, good stuff there.
And anyone will listen.
Okay.
We're not our skin of
Yep.
grind.
All right.
We're not our dread.
We got Sovereign connected here, y'all. Let's make a whole bunch of noise for our friends who've been helping us keep this mic going for 10 plus years now. Sovereign Kava in the house. Y'all make a whole bunch of noise. Well, hey, it's Chris Madrano.
Hey!
What's up, Chris?
How are you, Caleb?
I'm doing great, man. It's been so long. Oh wow! Hey, hey everybody! Hey, I love y'all. I miss y'all.
He says, "Hey everybody." All right. Well,
yes,
we have
indeed.
a couple performers here tonight.
All right, what you got for us? Indeed. Who do you have for us tonight, Chris?
Igor Brave.
Excellent.
Igor Bravemore. I mean,
Igor
hey.
Brave, new performer on the mic. Everybody, give it up. Give it up.
Welcome,
Igor Bravemore.
to the mic.
Yep. Real applause there. Listen to that real applause. Excellent. Cool. We got Igor Bravemore. This is his first time on the open mic here and first performance. What's up, Igor?
What's up, Caleb?
Hey, good to see you again.
So yeah, I'm not exactly sure how this works.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm just going to say hi, and then I'm going to turn it over to you, and you read your poems, and we'll listen.
Okay.
And remind me again,
Should
you're
I
from
introduce
Maryland?
them at all, or should I just from Maryland?
Yeah, sure. Okay, cool. Maryland in the house here in Asheville, live from Sovereign Kava. And yeah, you're feel free to tell us about the poems, and just keep it under 10 minutes and lay it on us. We'll turn it over to you. Y'all give it up one more time for Igor Bravemore.
All right, sounds good. So anyway, as Caleb said, my name's Igor. Y'all can be the judges of that. About some of my hiking adventures. These latest ones. So I have 3 here. We'll see how many I get through. The first one is about one of my adventures in the Smoky Mountains. So with that, I'll just get with it. It's called Chimney Tops. What is more? Thank you. What is more admirable? Continuing the journey despite facing great peril ahead, or turning around and coming back with everyone safe and sound? The debate can go on endlessly, but women live longer than men. So I say, slow down, masculinity. I don't want to go to the hospital. I want to come home and drink tea. See that tree over there? The danger is rife. See that tree over there? I want to live a long life. See that ice over there? The danger is rife. This is the 4th group coming down and warning us that further up is dangerous. So we discuss, will going any higher be ridiculous, or will it be courageous? Let's start with a matter of fact. Our microspikes are not packed. With yesterday's heavy rain, I thought the snow would have melted, but I guess I was dealt a heavy hand of misjudgment. We have less than an hour of daylight, which makes us uptight. Is the climb worth the risk? Damn it, it's time to quit. But I'm still happy that I got to see dustings of snow on rhododendron, thriving fern, an abundance of moss, and icicles with a beautiful gloss. That's the first one. Alright, so just gathering my papers because I'm old school and whatnot. Alright, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. The next one is called, and this is also from my hiking adventures in the Smoky Mountains. It's called, I'd liken this feeling to a childlike wonder. And it goes like this. I don't understand you. I've spent many nights studying you, and all it leads to is question after question. Like, what is your function? Will you bring me satisfaction or an infection? What is the process for proper identification? What is this you do with nitrogen fixation? Wait, how in the world can you be used for medication? On Monday morning, I see you on Laurel Falls Trail. I step closer to look at your detail. I see abstract art. Now it's time for me to depart. We've walked one of many miles. When we get to Golden Isles, I see you on another rock, and now it's almost 12 o'clock. I see you as the Michelin Man, and I wonder, how long is your lifespan? Sorry, I have to flip through the pages. On Monday afternoon, I see you while hiking to Ramsey Cascades, while moss is in spades. You look like you belong in the Matrix. I'm glad I don't have to worry about ticks. I see you less and less, but in this old growth forest, you coalesce. On Thursday morning, I see our nation's queen, of the kingdom fungi, at an elevation not so high, on a one-way road that is closed for an auto tour, but not for us four. We're nowhere near the place of 1,000 drips when we stop to stare at the trees that look oh too bare. Such a strange scene that we would not have seen if we didn't live in quarantine. Now it's time to study again. I look inside my field guide and see diagrams of different growth forms, like, and hold on a second. Yep. Oh, thank you. Like folios, fruticose, crustose, and squamulose. There's a whole lichen world I want to expose. And that's number 2 right there. So Caleb, I don't know how I'm doing on time, but if I have time, maybe a third one, depending on how people feel here too. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. The next one is a little bit of a transition. It goes from the Smoky Mountains to the Adirondacks in New York. It's another sort of story, you can say, of a hiking adventure. And it's called New York Mountain, Here I Come. Yeah, thank you. Top of Ampersand Mountain. That's the game plan. Driving through the woodland wonderland, 30 on the minute hand, 7 on the hour. Hike gonna take all willpower. 37 degrees when we get out. I don't doubt it's even colder on the top, when the wind may blow nonstop. New York Mountain, here I come. I ain't gonna be no bum. New York Mountain, here I come. I ain't gonna be no bum. Red, green, and yellow. I feel like an old fellow. Sore from the hikes we did before. Glad the first 1.3 miles are easy, but now I feel uneasy. All uphill from here. I feel the pain, but I ain't gonna complain. Climbing over rocks, I got my winter warm socks. We going to where there are hawks. Cold enough I'm wearing mittens, but not cold enough to be frostbittens. I wish I could be in a hot spring. I wish I could sing. Tired of everyone asking me when there'll be an engagement ring. The trail.
Yep.
The trail is wet. My back is covered in sweat. Now yell this like you're a cadet. New York Mountain, here I come. I ain't gonna be no bum. New York Mountain, here I come. I ain't gonna be no bum. Careful, don't fall, but look at the beautiful fall. It's a scramble to the top, a gamble on the boulders, pain in the shoulders. Legs feel like fire. One day I'll be a home buyer. One day I'll retire. But for now, I try to inspire. Bit by bit, we get to the bold summit. The view is gold, but I'm so cold. I can't feel any glee. It's too damn windy. On this cloudy morning, the sun ain't warming. On this cloudy morning, there is no warning. I'm losing my ability to concentrate. I cannot acclimate. Checkmate. The wind takes my queen, so mean and unforeseen. I surrender to save my my precious layers. I'm defenseless. I surrender to save my mental awareness. We head down. In several days, the leaves will turn brown. Several weeks go by, and I write this in downtown Crown as I listen to casualties of war, letting Rakim galvanize me to explore words more. That's the last one.
All right, very nice, Igor. Very nicely done. Yes, I like the hiking poems.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. First
All
time
right,
on the
our
mic. First time on the
performer.
mic there. First performance
That was
ever.
the first time on the mic, everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. We love that. That's what's up.
All right.
Very good.
Our next
Keep at it.
performer is Tara Eschenroder. There she is. Come on
Awesome.
up.
Tara, give it up for Tara. Give it up for Tara out there.
Give it up for Tara.
Tara in the virtual house. On the patio. At the Kava bar. What's up, Tara?
Hi.
Hey, welcome to the show.
Hi, Caleb.
Hey, Tara, welcome. Welcome. What do you have for us tonight?
What's that?
My pleasure. My pleasure. Absolutely. And what are you gonna do for us tonight?
Well, I'm going to share some poetry, and I'm going to share, and I'm talking to other humans too. This is interesting. It's like this whole merging of digital and real human world happening right now.
Right?
So
Yeah.
I'm going to share some poetry.
So cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to
All right.
share
Well,
some old stuff. Uh-oh, we're freezing up a little bit.
You're good. You're coming through loud and clear. We're gonna
what'd you
turn
just
it
say,
over to
Caleb?
you. I just said we're gonna turn it over to you and listen to your poetry now. Thank you, Tara. It's probably hard to hear all that.
Thank you, Caleb.
Turn it over to you.
Thank you, friends. It feels so good to be in community and to not be shaken in my bones. So thank you all for being here. I'm going to share some older pieces that I'm more familiar with, and I'm going to share some newer pieces that haven't been spoken out loud to anyone yet. So we'll see what happens. I have some in my head right now that it might stay that way, it might not. So I'm going to start reading the actual poetry now. And I'm going to start with one of, I don't like to use the word favorite, but for lack of a better word, favorites, this one has a very special place to my heart. I'm going to put on my comfort blanket first, right? So this was written looking at a mountain in Boulder, Colorado, a couple years back. It's called I Went Outside. I was searching for something outside of myself, so I went outside. As I approached the river, she sang to me in a voice so clear and so pure. Her melody was unpredictable as it flowed, but exactly what it needed to be. With clarity, expressing everything flowing through her. It's okay to let go, to trust and to flow. Thank you, Sister River. I turned to my brother, a strong and sturdy aspen, standing there, firmly rooted, yet flowing gently and easefully in the mountain air. He was not alone. He was surrounded by his brothers and sisters, firmly rooted into one another, cultivating life and growth from a source so sacred and unseen. It's okay to bend, and necessary to do so in order not to break. Thank you, Brother Tree. I lifted my gaze, and I saw them there. Mother Mountain and Father Sky. There was no separation as they merged into one another. There was no horizon. blending together as if water and paint. I listened. They said nothing. No words were necessary. I felt them as they held one another and every other particle of energy in that moment as they were me. I was searching for something. Something outside of myself. And by going outside, I went in. Thanks, friends. All right, so I don't have. So this is my first piece of my soul in paper form called Collecting Feathers. I have some copies here if anything speaks to you, and I'm working on piece of my soul number 2 that will be born this year. So some of the pieces are on my phone at the moment, so I'm going to go back and forth. And read some new things that have not yet been spoken out loud, so it's an honor to be sharing it with you all. Woo! So this one, all right, I have spoken this one out loud, but not very many times. This one is called The Door. I don't know if any of you are familiar with Clarissa Pinkola Estes' Women Who Run with Wolves. She speaks of the door. This was inspired by her. The door. I am the one who holds. Where is the door? My darling, I'm going to need for you to do something for me. Be still. You are strong. Allow the sun to gently kiss you. You are resilient. Allow the beckoning soil to receive you. You are steadfast. Allow mountain streams to cleanse and flow through you. You are rooted in truth. Allow the trees to uphold you. You are safe. Allow the wild to open you. Thank you. I am the one who is held. The door is right here. That's called the door. Thanks! This is so fun! Alright, I'm gonna go do another old one. It's interesting, I forget about some of the pieces as well. Well, I just turned to it. It's here. Alright, this is an older one. It's called Sensing You. Your voice speaks to my ears and to my heart. The stories you share, the miracle of your laughter, the soft whispers of your secrets, I hear you. Your skin calls to me, each and every curve and line and color and texture, perfectly placed in magnificent and exquisite design to make the ineffable vessel that contains your precious soul. I feel you. You are sweetness, the energy that flows from your pores and remains, the remnants I can taste on my lips, from your skin, from your lips. I can taste you. You are my reflection. I look into the depths of your rainbow-colored eyes. I am called to a place of knowing, of familiar. The conversation of the heart is spoken through the gaze that is shared, sacred words that can and never will be spoken. as they can only be felt in the synchronicity of the breath and of the heart. There is no need, no necessity to explain something so true and real and pure. How does one explain infinity? Looking into my mirror, I see you. Thank you. Am I so good to read? Wow, that's a bright light.
One more.
One more? Okay. All right, I'll read another new one. All right. This is called Kinsugi. I don't know if any of you are familiar with this form of poetry where the pot is broken on purpose and then put back together with beautiful gold paint. Kinsugi. To the tree that held me until I hastily climbed without checking the strength of that branch that let me fall, thank you for the lesson of respect. To the prickles of the presence of anxiety that crept their way into my world so young, so young. Thank you for the opportunity to learn to be so gentle with myself, so tender. To the partner who chose the chemicals over me no matter how much I tried to save him. To the partner who is never able to understand the triggers of my past, thank God. And to say goodbye, echoing, this is the woman I'm going to marry. Thank you for the invitation to fall so deeply in love with myself. To the path unknown that lies before me, holding no promise but possibility. Thank you for my knowing and trust in each feather that continues to lead me home. You are better off healed than you ever were unbroken. That one I had never spoken out loud before. Whew, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Woo!
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Thank you, Tara.
He's spinning.
Buffering. He's buffering. Thank you, Caleb. I can't see you, but oh, there you are.
Hey. Hey, thank you for
so
reading
much.
beautiful poetry. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you.
And do
Blessings.
yes. Indeed. Yes, and do come back and join us
Okay,
again
now we
soon.
have
All right.
got two more performers. We have
All right.
Sabai, who's going to read for us now.
All right. Y'all just make sure to
you
keep
meet
it under
Sabai.
10 and give it up for Sabai. What's up, Sabai?
Hey.
Hey,
How you
how's it
doing?
going? Welcome to the show tonight. You're live on Poetry Open Mic Asheville, and we're gonna turn it over to you for the next few minutes for your performance. Everyone, give it up one more time for Sabai.
All right, I'll be reading. Thank you, Caleb. I'll be reading 4 different poems. 2 of them are a bit heavier. 2 of them are a bit lighter. So, I'll just start. They're all entitled because I don't title my poems. Here's the first one. I see myself searching inside the red dust of a folded sky, searching far, distant. The overpass of bodies crackle and bust, saying the answer is silence. The grass bleeds through the republic of feet, stinging each pulsating blue, an ivory bust of crumpled bruises. The moon remains hidden, noiseless drifting in the skin and dirty hands of mortal gods, trying and trying to cusp winds of memory, purge thoughts, jaundiced assumptions. Who shall lead these false meta lives? Sands and fading lines, blowing sheets of burning feathers, sleeping in the sun, unknowing that the silence will bring us all together. Droves of air cry smokeless wonder, of swollen yellows, petrified tungsten, iron blues, molding over the changing space. Days fade and days dry. Yet as if an echo, as if from nowhere, silence is humming its inaudible workings, breeding closed eyes in a restful sleep. Thank you guys. Here's the second poem. I yearn for vision dark, alleyways of elongated shadows, hedonizing acts of Erebus. Women and men, women and men, how long has it been? Lighting moods itself louder, buildings murmur deeper. Objects don't move with the workings of these eyes. How long has it been? Chained to puddles and fodder that cast molds of patronizing stares, back and forth, reeking out pallor tastes, slimy chalk with belched vowels, model of Greek marble, togas of rustic white. I give my body to thee. Violation of autonomy bids me no freedom, nor do illusory signs keep me free. So plague me alongside my sanity. Keep still. I work towards images between myth and reason, to my eyelids soldered to brazen mist, polished gray like an imminent storm, conclusively bound to the limitlessness of ocean's breath. Flower soil in open fields, wind eats itself openly. Crowds of bodies push forward, conglomerates of mushed flesh and steered nerves doused with yellow and red. When are we satiated? I sniff the muscles grazing by me and cling on to their green stench. Intoxicating. I need more. More! Let's put our heads down and exist with the dark construction paper, unfolding rows of seats to watch this unusual display of ignominy. Trumpets sound, but bits of bruises pierce the gay candidates. They pass the trenches of purple to the distilled barks adjacent, feeding mouths of dogs and kids with pissed blood and blobs of eroding skin. They squabble like birds and stitch their food to their bellies, growing like moss in all directions. When shall the next performance inflict Macbethian tones of serenity and peace, bodies of Job? Death will return us to a pleroma older than time. Here's my third poem. Stand on the highest moment of time, reminiscing over flooded urns. Sometimes there will be a find where pain remains dormant someplace outside. Resist the urge to pick each flower with a fugitive resentment in your eyes that haunts the coming of each hour. In each moment he had to leave. In each moment he had to come. In that moment I had to leave. As time leaves the individual jaded and dry, as meaning deserts meaning to a feral cry, somehow I must choose between dirt and space. Somehow I have to prepare for winter's bud. Timid, her feelings pass through each spring sound, walking with amber skin. Her mouth, eyes, breast, hair, all blow through my senses. And the fire red left behind each footstep purges these feelings of where they're kept. And that's the end of my third one. I have one more poem that I'll read, and it's short. So. My heart is burning. In this race against time, I am stricken with madness. I roam aimlessly, breast to the world, releasing my passions to devour the wind and sky. My cries are loud, my tears are loud, my wallowing is tormenting my soul. The moon reflects my being, and I look up and fall to the ground. I am waiting for the turn where I look over, seeing ourselves, illuminated by the flames of our love.
Hi, everybody.
Thank you guys, I appreciate it.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Very good stuff, Sabai. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Please do come back again and share more.
I will. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Thank you so much. Y'all give it up one more time for Sabai. Thank you, Sabai. Yeah.
And we have one
Ooh,
last
good to hear real
final
applause.
performer. The hilarious comedy stylings of Mark Hudson.
It's Mark Hudson. Woo! All right. What's up, Mark?
What's up, y'all? How everybody doing?
That's my people. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Mark. Glad to be with you, man. It's so good to see everyone hanging out, having a good time at the Kava bar. And I'm so glad you could be with us tonight. Mark Hudson, one of our regulars here on the mic. We're going to turn it over to you for some comedy. And y'all give it up one more time for Mark Hudson.
Thank you, Caleb. It's good to be in front of an audience. How's everybody doing?
We have mixed feelings.
Well, normally, sometimes I'll do some hippity hip hop rap stylings, but I'm gonna start out with some musical theater. All right. Now, this is a legitimate song I used to use to audition with. Okay, it's from the classic "Bells Are Ringing." I was resting comfortably, face down in the gutter. Life was serene. I knew where I was at. Oh, there's no hope for him, my dearest friends would mutter. I was something dragged in by the cat. But then, just in time, I found you just in time. Before you came, my time was running low. I was lost, the losing dice were tossed. My bridges all were crossed, nowhere to go. But now you're here, and now I know just where I'm going. Oh, I started that too high. But now you're here, and now I know just where. Nope. Okay, that's it. That's how. That's all right. I just feel so good being out here. It's fucking crazy, man. I'm not the only one that's felt pin up, I'm sure.
No, it feels good.
God. Yes. Thank you. Okay. All right, I've been exploring this golden book on writing that I bought a while ago. It was written in 1923, and I'm going to read you guys the warning. There's a warning for everybody that reads this book, okay? This isn't a textbook of rhetoric. It is the gathering together of some practical suggestions on writing. And as a suggestion on any subject is a good suggestion, only insofar as the reason for it is clear. We have tried to give the reason in every case. The advice given is such as some 20 years of experience in editorial office and in personal conference with undergraduates have shown to be most needed and most profitable. Nobody can lay down rules for anybody else's writing. The particular difficulties which always come up by the score have to be wrestled with as special problems by the man who is trying to capture his own ideas. Of course, it's a fucking man, right? Right? Special problems by the man who is trying to capture his own ideas and get them down on paper. There is certainly no advantage in trying to codify all these difficulties and making fat, dull books of them. Because in the first place, they are numberless. And in the second place, what the apprentice writer needs to be told is blah, 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 blah. Jeez. All right. That's that. There's like a whole another 2 pages. It's a warning. It's a warning about writing. Okay. I like to have fun with palindromes. So these don't make sense, but I'm getting better at getting them to make sense. Okay. All right. Part tip rat, tar pit trap. Damn devil, dear peed, deep reed, lived mad. Part evil boob, live trap. There's some sense. We peed deep. Ew. Swole tot peed deep tote lows. Part dab devil orb, bro lived bad trap. Mug pun pin nip nup gum. Red rum and stop guns, snug pots DNA murder. Sleek wolf DNA and flow keels. And top roar pot. I know you stoners know that roar is a sweet kind of bong. Spelled R-O-O-R. Okay. Those are my palindromes. Okay. Okay, no, before I get into some Shakespeare, this isn't a new character. I wrote some haikus, and this is a douchey dude, like a ditzy douchey dude. Haikus, all right, haiku style. You're like a cool dude, bro, dude, cool, bro, dude, awesome. Dudes, let's like hang out. I like fucking. Like sex is like the shit, dude. Not like while fucking. I like play guitar. I like totally have one. I like playing it. Creativity. I'm like a writer and stuff. I'm like in a band. You like want me to like play? I'm like really deep. All right. All right, I'll write more of those. Okay, and I like ending on a random sonnet. Okay, so I'm working on my Roman numerals. This is XCVIII. From you have I been absent in the spring, when proud-pied April, dressed in all his trim, hath put a spirit of youth in everything, that heavy Saturn laughed and leaped with him. Yet nor the lays of birds, nor the sweet smell of different flowers in odor and in hue, could make me any summer's story tell, or from their proud lap pluck them where they grew. Nor did I wonder at the lilies white, nor praise the deep vermilion in the rose. They were but sweet, but figures of delight, drawn after you, you pattern of all those. Yet seemed it winter still, and you away, as with your shadow I with these did play. Yeah, rev it, bro. Yeah. That's the story of my fucking life. They just love revving their trucks as they drive by me. That's all I'm gonna do for y'all tonight. It's so nice to be in front of a real audience again. Thank you for letting me fuck around and say stupid, silly things. And thank you, Caleb.
Thank you, Mark.
Is he there? He's
Good shit, man. Good
right.
shit.
Wow.
Thank you. That's Mark Hudson, y'all. Give it up one more time for Mark
you.
Hudson.
Mark Hudson with Sonnet 98.
Yes, indeed.
He knows.
Live from Sovereign Kava here in Asheville. Very much. Thank you, Sovereign, for joining us tonight. Who's doing a shot? Who's doing a shot?
Who's doing a shot? Let's do a shot, everybody. Come on. Glasses
Bula.
up.
Mabus. Ale.
Caleb is saying bula to all of you, and you better drink some, or else.
Well, you know, if you want to. Bula.
Only if you want. All right, Caleb. Thank you.
It's consensual kava. Ooh. I don't know if it ever is.
We're gonna check out here.
That's
you
gross.
So much,
that means
Caleb.
it's good.
Thanks.
And
all
thank
the
you,
open
Madrano.
micers.
Yeah, thank you. That was wonderful. Thank you so much, Sovereign Kava. Much love to all of our family up there at the bar. And we hope to be back with you soon. We'll be bringing you more spots each and every Wednesday night. Thanks to Chris Madrano, Igor, Tara, Sabai, and Mark Hudson. Give it up one more time for our performers tonight. Thank you so much,
Give it up
Sovereign.
for the
We'll see you
performers.
next time.
Everybody, come on, one more time.
Yes, indeed. Oh, it's good to hear that applause. Thanks, y'all. See you, Chris. Many thanks. And you've got it tuned in here to Poetry Open Mic Asheville, coming at you live from Asheville, North Carolina. Thanks so much for riding with us tonight. We still got some amazing performers coming at you tonight, so keep it locked right here. Yes, indeed, it's been great so far, and we are super excited about the performers we have coming up. Let's see here. Next up, we have Ken Gaines. Ken is in the house. Ken Gaines, that's amazing. Ken Gaines is an acclaimed singer-songwriter, and I am super stoked to have him on the show tonight. So, y'all help me make a whole bunch of noise for our next performer. Jump up and down, scream and shout, and put your hands together for Ken Gaines. Y'all give it up. Well, hey there, Ken. Hey!
haven't had that kind of applause in a long time. So, yeah, that's great, man. And I swear, somewhere next time I play in Asheville, Mark, you have to introduce me because I'm deep. I am deep, man. I am deep.
I want him to introduce me too, man. He's incredible, right?
Oh, that was fun. Oh,
hey,
God.
yeah, maybe we can get you for a show at the Kava Bar sometime.
I would love it. I would love it. We'll be in touch. That'd be a blast.
That would be great. And you helped create Josh Gaines. Is that right?
Yeah, it's part my damn fault. So
I'm personally a fan of your work and Josh's. So, but many apologies for those who are not fans. But I don't know any of those. So very good. So you bring some songs for us tonight?
I'll do a couple songs. They're usually longer than poems, so I'll just do a couple for you here. And
that sounds great.
Okay, all right, that's great because there's that music stuff in between. Just kind of.
We love that. Yeah. We always have lots of musicians that are in person But the online one has sort of lended itself more to
Yes,
poetry.
yes.
So I'm always happy when some musicians come to share with us as well.
The ASHEViLLE area has a ton of great musicians. I have a number of good friends there. So.
Oh,
yeah.
cool. Yeah, you know about it. Yeah.
Yeah, you bet.
There's some greats here. Well, cool. Thanks for serenading us tonight, and we'll turn it over to you. Everyone, give it up one more time for Ken Gaines.
So one of the beauties of having the music with you is you get to establish a key, kind of colors the entire thing that you're going to do right from the beginning. You have no idea what I'm going to do, but I've already colored it here. If you ever come down to Texas, go way down, not in the tippy toe down there in Texas, but kind of in the gut part of Texas along the Mexican border. There's a little town of Terlingua, and it's the exact opposite of where I live here in Houston, because here in Houston we have a lot of people on top of people on top of people. And the people who live in Terlingua are people who can't live in a place like Houston. And one time I was playing down there for a weekend, and I thought, I'm going to write something about those folks. This is what came out. Once you had a home up in the heartland, built upon a slab of solid stone, safe within the sound of your own mother's voice, till you struck out on your own. First you tossed the map out of the window, then you crossed the far side of the hill, then you lost the will to find your way back home, and now you never will. Out here on the border, cross that muddy water, out here on the borderline, out here on the border, and no law and order, out here on the borderline. Well, you finally found your way out through the Badlands, threw yourself across that muddy stream, where the questions are the answers that you've been searching for in your darkest dreams. And you run along with one foot on the wrong side, the other one is dragging in the mud. You got a smile upon your face, as dark as outer space, fire in your blood. Out here on the border, cross that muddy water, out here on the borderline, out here on the border, and no law and order, out here on the borderline. Your weapon sharp and your eyes open wide. You watch your back, you watch the clouds above, running faster than the speed of the loneliness that feeds on the only life that you could ever love. Out here on the border, cross that muddy water, out here on the borderline, here on the border, and no longer out here on the borderline. Big finish in a minor chord. It's called Putting It Down in a Drop D tuning. Here's a little bit more swampy a song coming from southern Mississippi, southern Louisiana, somewhere down there. Sunset on the river, water's all aglow. Been sitting on the spank all day, watching it flow. I got a line out in the channel, I stopped fishing long ago. I'm just sitting, sipping whiskey real slow. There's a gator on the surface, big old catfish in his mouth. As he takes it to the bottom, my heart is sinking south. Drag me down where I don't want to go. Oh, how could she leave me so low? It's been a catfish morning, a catfish afternoon. Tonight there'll be a catfish moon. Here's a chorus if you want to sing along. Catfish moon, waltzing on the water. Catfish moon, lazy little daughter of the sun, who's always rolling round too soon. Catfish moon, waltzing on the water. Catfish moon, lazy little daughter of the sun, who's always rolling around too soon. Funny how my rambling brought me right back to the spot where the fishing and the whiskey and the wind was so damn hot. We'd take a boat out on the river, throw a blanket on the bow, and make love beneath the catfish moon. Catfish moon, waltzing on the water. Catfish moon, lazy little daughter of the sun, who's always rolling around too soon. It's been a catfish morning, a catfish afternoon. Tonight there be a catfish moon. There you go. 2 songs for you.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Ken.
Oh, God,
really
this is
great
fun.
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It is cool. It is cool. And, man, I love that last one. I love both of those, really. But I think I heard you and Josh do that one time. And
Was that in Chicago?
I think I just heard the recording, but
Okay. All
yeah.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's such good stuff. Thank you for sharing that with us tonight.
No, man, my pleasure. This is a blast. Look forward to hearing the rest.
Absolutely, and please do come back and join us when you can, and hopefully here in Asheville one day as well.
Okay. Oh, I'll work on that.
All right. Cool. All right,
Later.
y'all give
Thanks
it up
again.
one more time. Thank you so much. Ken Gaines, everybody, give it up. Thank you, Ken. Excellent. Very good. You're tuned into the one and only Poetry Open Mic Asheville, coming at you live from Asheville, North Carolina, where we welcome all people in all forms of artistic self-expression. Here for you on the virtual live stream. We keep it going each and every Wednesday night, 8:30 to midnight, and we got plenty more coming at you, so keep it locked right here. Up next on the mic tonight, we've got Wesley in the house. And I want y'all to give a big warm welcome for our friend Wesley. Give it up, y'all. Hey, what's up, Wesley?
Hey there, Caleb.
Hey,
Caleb.
how's it going?
Real good. I knew Josh Gaines back in Chicago. Me and my
cool.
wife Andrea used to, we're part of the Weeds crowd, and I didn't know his dad was so cool.
Oh man, his dad's amazing. Yeah, incredible songwriter, and that's really cool. You know, last week we had Gregorio from Weeds on the mic here. Yeah, so that's a cool connection. Oh man, what a legendary open mic, man. I bow down to him.
Emilio's coming up too, yeah.
Yeah. He'll be on here later, man. Yeah, so you know Emilio and all that. So are you still in Chicago?
No, we moved to Texas, and now we're in East Hollywood in California.
In LA. Cool. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, man.
Cool. Well, I'm stoked to have you. Hollywood in the house tonight. And you got some stuff to share with us?
Yeah.
All right.
This one's about a dog.
All right, I'll turn it over to you.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right. Cheers.
So, my name is Wesley Hine, and I write prose and poetry, and this was published in Verse and Silence, but only in India, which is far out to me. It's called My Dog. And if it goes well, maybe my dog will make a cameo. Sometimes when my wife is out of town, I sit at home and I look at the other side of the couch at her dog, who is now my dog. And I think, how did I end up with this fluffy little creature? The little dog lets me know when she needs food. She pulls me around the neighborhood. I pick up her droppings like a stooge. She barks at the other dogs, but makes friends with the humans. I do the opposite. Before I met my wife, I was so drunk all the time, I couldn't keep a pet. In AA, they advise that before you try a relationship with a person, to try a pet. Or in bad cases, try a houseplant and see if you water it. I tried one better. I bought a plastic plant that didn't need water. It had solar panels, and it sat in my window and waved when the sun hit it. But I got drunk. I fell down, and I broke the fucking thing. Then my wife picked me up. She taught me how to love again. She had this little dog too, and we treated it like a baby. I never had a dog. I never loved an animal so much. Soon I began to love myself again. And before she rescued me, my wife rescued the little dog from the pound. That dog used to roam the streets in a gang. It ate garbage. It had other owners but ran away. It shivered in thunderstorms and fought other dogs. So now she doesn't trust her own kind and barks at the other dogs. Just as I know people, sometimes they're dogs. It's hard to trust. The dog and I are friends. The dog and I are the same. We're both lucky to be adopted by my wife. We're tramps, mutts, bums. We both love my wife. We both make good pets. But only as long as we're fed. Ooh, that's my dog. That's for the crowd. This next one's called Underwater Moon. Inky waves move moonlight in silver word smoke, kinetic calligraphy, ribbon dances, and jokes with no meaning. Electric lassos choke time into a tapestry of cherubs and test tubes, tide pools, and tear ducts. Whips of light and cold whispers of eternity and sparks. Pictographs of dust, a zoetrope of train windows flickering like burning film. Blue halos burst out the spinal column like an echo taking light years, reflecting back to the source of creation to confirm that all is alive. Heartbeat like sonar to define the void. A moot point rectified to ecstatic revelation like a chant echoing down the halls of history. Underwater moon wanes like a pendulum, a pupil rolling across the jelly meniscus sky above. The silent desert made of snow of eroded cities. I write my name in the sand and realize it does not mean a thing long before it blows away. And that is the greatest gift of all. And this is the last one I'll read. It's called Rain Dance. My mom is bipolar, back when they used to call it manic depression, like the Jimi Hendrix song. And it's called Rain Dance. Hear that? She turned towards the window. That's thunder. She pulled back the curtain. The sky is cracking. She looked at me. I must have been acting gloomy because I couldn't play outside. Come on, let's go see. I started to tie my shoes. You don't need those, let's go. She took my hand and pushed past the screen door. Just in time, rain began to fall from the gray sky. Barefoot, we ran across the lawn. We ran into the hayfield. The rain was warm. Lightning shot gold in the distance. She spread her arms and spun around. I did the same. Her wide smile was drenched. Her long black hair was dripping. She laughed for joy. I jumped up and down and laughed too. She taught me summer rain was our friend, and that how we felt had more to do with what was inside of us rather than what was happening in the world around us. She was up, she was down, but this is how I loved her best. Arms outstretched with electricity branching out behind her. This is when I wasn't afraid of anything. I was 6 years old and she was my mother. Thank you, everyone.
Hell fucking yeah, that was amazing, dude. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, good shit. Good shit. Very good, man. Well, I hope you'll come back and join us again sometime. And of course, thank you for reading tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Really enjoyed
Thanks,
it.
Caleb.
Absolutely.
Well,
very cool. Yes, indeed. Good to have California in the house tonight. Y'all give it up one more time for Wesley. Yes, indeed. That's right. Beaming all the way in from Hollywood. Hollywood in the house tonight. Very good, man. West, right? Or East Hollywood? Anyway. I know the area a little bit. Got some people out there. Cool. Some comments here, though. Want to make sure we blast the comments. We really appreciate the comments. Y'all keep them coming. It's great to hear from our viewers out there. Excellent. Bunch of comments here for Wesley. They liked it. Very good. I'm having a good time. I hope y'all are too. Here on the live stream, Poetry Open Mic Asheville, coming at you live from Asheville. Y'all keep it locked here. We got more coming at you. Next up on the list tonight, we're checking in with Zen Sutherland. Then we got Josh Gaines and I think possibly Tommy as well. Then we got Kevin Evans in the house. Kevin Evans. And Nathan is here, and we got Rachel and Jason and Emilio. So y'all stay tuned. Y'all don't want to miss these performers here. And as always, thank you to our sponsor, Sovereign Kava, keeping us going 10 plus years now, and over a year in the virtual realm now. So it's good to connect with all our friends all over the place. All right. Coming up next, we got Zen Sutherland from here in Asheville with us. Y'all make some noise for our good friend Zen. Give it up. Give it up. There we go. Hey, what's up, Zen?
Give it up.
Yeah, right. There it goes.
Yeah.
Oh man,
it's so wild having an actual audience going on. That's I can't wait to get back to it.
I know. It's like I hear that and it gives me that little taste of it. And I was like, oh man, I'm ready.
Just eyes watching you,
Mm-hmm.
Giving it importance, helping it be a connection.
People, living, breathing people in proximity, share. Or
right.
Not, I guess right now still not too much proximity, but we're there, we're live, we're in person, and it feels really good. And hopefully we'll be doing more of that. We got our first full band show coming up at the Kava Bar this weekend, Saturday, May 1st at 5 p.m. My band's playing up there, and we're gonna live stream that as well. So tune in for more. Real crowd noise, hopefully. But anyway, how are you doing tonight, Zen?
I'm doing great, loving it.
Good.
Missed a little part of the beginning due to technicals, but I just wanted to have a little something to say tonight too.
Absolutely. Well, I'm glad you joined us. Now, Zen does many things. I'll just call you an artist.
Okay.
And so, but what do you have for us tonight? I see you have a keyboard there, maybe?
Yeah. So tonight's a little performance piece.
All right.
And it's a shorty. So, because we got a lot more coming.
Oh yeah.
And it's all good. Can't wait for Emilia. Can't wait. It's just going to be great.
All right. Well, we appreciate that, Zen, and I'll just go ahead and turn it over to you then. Y'all give it up one more time for Zen.
So I got my keyboard, and I practiced keyboard or play keyboards, took lessons and all that kind of stuff. But I wrote a little piece called "Playing Cages, 4 minutes and 33 seconds." So true story. I sit down at the piano yet again to practice John Cage's 4 minutes, 33 seconds. I've failed before. Well, failed because I couldn't survive the whole time without hitting a note. But practice makes perfect, so I start the timer. I look at my familiar keyboard and feel the friendship, the order of the keys that stare back at me. I remember to breathe. I know their smoothness, the soft feel of my fingers sliding in towards the soundboard, the different quality of sounds, different connections make. A pressing crosses over me. C chord, that was my first key, the easy key, the all white key, except for that pesky seventh note, that wonderful blue note discovered early in my piano lessons. Funny how I sit down with a guitar, the C chord is not a favorite. Seems like a corruption of the G chord, and if you want to add a bottom note, it's not the natural chord like a G, but the G note is a happy alternative. You don't even strum all the strings on a C if you want a good solid C bass powering the bottom. I glance at the clock, only 55 seconds. Geez, 4 minutes and 33 seconds. Not even a minute. Okay, I should just listen. I hear the ceiling fan of my room with a high rhythmic whine, a light nattering of magnets or something. I hear Helen, my wife, moving through the house, muffled by closed doors and respect for my practice. I picture myself playing this amazing piece, this beautiful piece in a large concert hall. I'm in a tuxedo, or at least a suit. I'm sure it doesn't fit well, as I don't fit nice clothes anyway. I'm all wrongly shaped. But back to listening, or imagining I'm listening. Perhaps a cloaked cough from the audience that has that empty concert hall echo. The soft shuffling in their seats and scraping of shoes in the silence of a filled hall. Of course, a huge group came to see me play. There is a quiet echoing of all that space contained, similar to the feeling inside me when I see the Grand Canyon for the first time, or when I did. A quiet grasping of the immensity of all that space, all that atmosphere pouring down and amassing a pressure into the rock for miles, for more than miles, a huge sense of volume. And only the concert hall, you hear it, like the song of atmosphere. 2 minutes and 11 seconds. That's exactly half. No, wait, half of 33 seconds would be 16 or so. So what? It's about half, and that's probably over. Halfway through, I push on with my practice. I just place my hands on the keyboards, not to play, just to touch, to know I could. My palms rest on the front board, and I'm kind of amazed that my hands are clammy rather than the dry and smooth they normally feel with the keyboard. The piano must notice my nervousness, my unease with the familiar. Why aren't you playing? It whispers to me. Just press a pedal. Either it or I think. It doesn't make any sound at all. But I know that's a ruse. The right pedal on my piano makes the slightest of groans, a metal stress sound that fine pianos probably don't do. I imagine I'd be playing this piece on a Bosendorfer Model 289 Imperial, the grandest, most muscular of pianos, heavy with stout black legs, so that the silence would seem even more powerful, more impressive. 3 minutes and 20 seconds. The end is coming. I should stop at the exact moment for all of this to work, to be a complete piece. I felt my index finger twitch, but the finger didn't fire, so no note, no sound. Whew. Relax, breathe. I'll know when. This is harder than I thought. Does playing this piece before an audience feel embarrassing? Try and relax, but my head is getting swimmy. This part of a piece must be practiced and made to seem effortless. 3/4 of the way into a piece is when mistakes are made. The fingers know where to go, but there's these repeated parts that move differently. This is where the mind slips, where the factory worker, the artist, the administrator makes a critical error. What if I were to turn to the audience at this part, jump up on the finely crafted piano bench and just yell, "Fuck!" I'm slipping. Shut up, piano mind. Hold tight, Zen. Steady, steady, and breathe. Be the Zen of your name. 4 minutes and 2 seconds. Ooh, I don't dare move my hands from the keyboard now. People will think it's over. Start clapping and the point will be missed. The audience will enjoy the concept, but the reviews will rip me a new ass. He quit early. He can't even finish silence well. A fledgling career flushed by a reviewer's shame. My cheek itches. 4 minutes, 18 seconds. My heart races. My eyes drill the space between my hands and the timer. Watching both, afraid I'll move, afraid I won't. 4 minutes and 33 seconds. I touch the timer with my right hand and move my left hand to my lap. I stand up, exhausted. I did it, even though I'm pretty sure I'll never be asked to, or much less actually play it for an audience. I do recognize this was a really rough approximation of John Cage's work. And I'll have to practice it again and again, and then just once more for my pleasure. Thank you very much, Caleb. It's been wonderful.
Brilliant, Zen. Absolutely brilliant. I love that.
Thanks.
You know, 433 by John Cage is one of my favorite pieces.
Hey, mine too.
It's perfect, right?
It's powerful. But it's hard to get right. Imagine
as I'm understanding, yeah. That sounds really
and
really
I play
intense.
piano, so I would know.
I gotta say, you threw me off with the piano too, because knowing you, I figured the piano was gonna do something, like it was reprogrammed to shoot off fireworks or something.
Was gonna have its own hands and play for me while I touched my hair or did something. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I love that.
Oh, dude. Thanks for letting me be a part of this, Caleb. It's wonderful.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure, Zen. Thank you for being here tonight, and please do come back again soon.
Always.
All right. Y'all give it up one more time for Zen Sutherland. Excellent. You know it. And, you got Poetry Open Mic Asheville on, joining you live from Asheville. I think we got Josh Gaines up next. I'm super excited. And Josh is in Portland, Oregon tonight. Portland in the house. So y'all make a whole bunch of noise for Portland, the talking hat himself. Give it up. What's up, Josh?
What's up, man? I ditched the hat and I chopped off my hair.
I see that. You're looking sharp, dude.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. How are things in Portland? What's up with you?
You know, things are going well. Like Tommy and I, we're actually here together. He's right. Hang on.
Excellent. We do have Tommy. What's up, Tommy? Good to see you.
Hey, Caleb. My shit's
Hell
working. Well, Josh's shit is working.
Josh's shit is working nicely. Yeah. Looks good. Sounds good.
We're out here
like
out on the gorge in the along the Columbia River at this
really?
place. We're just hanging out for a couple days and riding and eating.
Oh, that sounds perfect.
Drinking and having a great time. So yeah.
I'm envious, man. Y'all throw one back for me, man. But
okay.
But cool, man. Y'all bring some stuff you're working on?
Yeah, I got some things. I got a couple new things and an old thing. So,
okay.
You know, the usual.
Right. Cool. Oh, and I gotta say, dude, it was so cool to have your dad on earlier, man.
Isn't that great? All right.
So good to hear that stuff, man. I love his music.
And yes, the one that you heard was in Chicago. That was that show we did together in Chicago.
Right. I loved that. Yeah.
And I have no idea. I haven't told him about this open mic before, and I feel bad about it. But I'm glad he jumped on because.
Well, I'm glad you did. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, more music in the mix, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I love it. Yeah. Especially good music, man.
Right?
That's great.
I like him, but I'm biased.
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
I like him, and it sounds like a lot of other people liked him. So, you know,
it's good.
We might be on to something.
Outstanding.
Awesome. Well, shit, man, y'all got some poems for us?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
So I'm just gonna read some things and then hand it over to
Tommy. Cool. Perfect. All right. Y'all give it up for Josh Gaines and Tommy Gaffney tonight from the along the Columbia River. Give it
Thanks,
up.
Caleb. All right, so I came out here to this place not planning on doing this, so I didn't bring anything to read off of paper, so I'm going to read this off my screen. And I have no idea what it looks like because I can't see myself now, and that's probably for the best. Anyway, so this is a new one. It's called Cycles. It's about a lot of what's been going on in Oregon lately. Fire came first. Lights flickered and darkened. Smoke triggered our alarms. We woke smelling the smoke, smelling of smoke, as it settled into pillows and walls. We followed retreating birds, 2 hours to drive 2 miles, car packed with what mattered most today. Family photo albums, passports, my grandfather's love letters home from the war. In one, he describes fires in the Ardennes, the way smoke hung from the branches, a winter layer of warmth just out of reach. Here, summer still held its drought grip. Here, we had to cross the Willamette to find safety. Time and wind and house became home again. Ice came next. For 3 days, it layered glass sculptures on every petal, branch, bud, and wire. The falling giants shook our windows. The century oaks pulled from the earth the power lines in the street. Winter crowded our valley. We took 30-second showers that cracked our bones with cold. Seeking warmth, we layered like the ice, and like the ice still froze, our visible breath crystallizing on our windows. We left home again, slept on warmer floors against gas fireplaces, prayed our pipes wouldn't freeze. On the 9th day, we returned home again, emptied the fridge, ran the water, gathered our fallen trees into piles, watched the house grown back to life. Now, as summer begins, kindling covers the hills. Whole groves wood-chipped and piled dry, baked in the heat. Already the year's first fires catch and leap and are stopped yards from our shattered forests. My 80-year-old neighbor gardens, uses her only remaining eye to count the seeds breaking the surface. She can smell the smoke miles off. We all can. She says she doesn't need both eyes to see the future. So early this year, she says. All right, this is an older one after Toulouse-Lautrec's Alone painting. A hand moved A wave along the inside of a thigh, through a once white slip, a hand faded, folded between legs, knees rose slight and back arched, and I think her mouth opened. I imagined a sound, small as dust on her cheeks beneath eyes, dampened to darker copper. She rolled to her side, clenched the hand between her legs, her pillow-spilled hair an uncertain hue. I became a clock face, watched as seconds passed disappointments or desire or motion of instants, counting and recounting time like it was time that mattered and not how she was spent. I knew her secrets. The thoughts flickered memory behind eyelids lit in green, between her fingers damp. The alarm seemed to echo from my ribs. When I woke, to a room empty but for the pale blue shadows, I imagined we were still in dirty Paris, when there were no timelines for time to settle, where we still had the time and a whispering room to tell these dreams, where I could say with some certainty her neck was soft and her hair was red. All right, I got a couple more for you guys, both new. And just kind of thinking about like the concept, I guess, of, this one anyway, is thinking about the concept of how time has changed during pandemics and what working from home does. This is called Day Off. My first day with alone time in weeks, and I woke up early to get a jump on time, made breakfasts, lunch, slid on my socks across the kitchen floors, a morning dance. From my list of possibilities, I ignored all options and instead washed a sink full of dishes and folded laundry, relaxing into the time to myself. And then, nothing. The black hole of the internet, next door, Facebook, Instagram, CNN, the stock market, or maybe none of those things. I walked the dog, pulled a few weeds, ate an apple, and it's noon. My hand should be tired of writing by now, but I'm only now getting started, and I can't explain where the morning went. I just know it's gone. All right, I'm gonna do one more and then hand it over to the illustrious, incredible Tommy Gaffney.
Go on now.
Go on. All right. This is calm corrosion. And this is for all my like poetry brothers who have showed up with me in places where we shouldn't be and hung out anyway. That time you showed late to the poetry bar, drunk already and still just getting started, and missed the chair but no one noticed or else were too embarrassed to say anything. On the mic, you broke every line. You broke a friendship or two as well and clapped for yourself at least twice before vomiting in the bathroom sink and demanding a shot of Cuervo to wash it down. It's the destruction I miss, you tell me. 11 years later, on my quiet Portland porch with the dusty vanilla scent of Douglas firs and the ever-curious honeybees hopping the lawn from weed to flowering weed, you say, the destruction and the sheer insanity of it all. Every time the night didn't kill us, every rack I got called out for talking to, every diner that kicked us out, songs we yelled at 3 a.m. streets, cops we hid from by tying back our hair, wedding parties we crashed and torn up jeans, and the bouncers we always made check the guest list twice. Every close call and dead end and the bottles we shattered there on the walls while we laughed at the absurdity. You look at me. You were glowing with your past incarnations. A great sorrow or allergies or madness sets fire in your eyes. Or maybe it's the evidence of last night when you calmly drank alone, the alcohol you don't deserve, bought with the money you shouldn't have, protected by the family you never earned. And by you, I mean me, of course. All right, thank you guys very much. I'm going to hand it over here to Tommy Gaffney. There you go. Yay, Tommy!
We're in it. We fucking did it, man. We did it.
We did it.
We did it. All right. Cheers, everyone. Cheers to Josh.
Cheers.
All right. The Three Coliseums of Henry County. This is a Newcastle poem. We were refuse of the lowland variety. Appalachia was Appalachia, but down here, by God, we played defense and shaved our faces. There is less than one running car between us and too many places we'd rather be for any escape to seem plausible. Oxford, for us, would be Carroll County Community College. Shelby County was 40 miles down 146. Owen County was 40 minutes out 22. Carroll County was 40 minutes up 71. There were games every day. And every day we played with legends like Mitch Winburn and Pete Henry and Bruce Wayne. Every day we played in legendary coliseums like the old grade school with the hole in the ceiling and a warped patch of floor beneath. And Harry Hill Park with its 12-foot rims that only Justin Lindsay could dunk on. And down at the bottom on a basket nailed to an angry red maple next to an angry black creek, the backboard dead of all balance except for the inspiration springing from Dr. J's number 6, painted crudely just above the square. I made my first basket at age 5, and I got knees that quiver from years of my pride being lustful for that feeling again. Those boys in Appalachia, they could shoot all right. The thin air allows a larger margin of error than we can afford down here in the humidity. Gets their confidence up in the way they, full of beards, keep their faces warm in the winter. But they get rattled when you climb inside their shorts. By God, we play defense down here. They hang banners in their burley barns for scoring champions. We throw sneakers over power lines for holding the court. I do love my basketball poems. Thank you. This is Daddy Earl's Last Summer. This is a Bullitt County poem. Daddy Earl sat on the porch watching the sunset, eating Early Girl sandwiches. Beefsteaks, tomatoes are better, but those were still 2 months off. Daddy Earl read the truck traffic on Highway 1494 like he was reading runes. The McAllisters were adding an outbuilding. The Fish and Gun Club were adding a new walk-in cooler to hide the beer from the law. The Underhills were hauling away their son's trailer. He ain't never getting out this time. The world's changing, he thought. Daddy Earl thought on the barn across the gravel. Should tear it down maybe and have it hauled away. He laughed out loud, remembering how many arms that loft had taken through the years and how his boys and their friends were hard-headed and can't be told nothing. That loft took his arm too back in the summer of 91. Daddy Earl had a one-legged chicken when he was little named Lucky. He got chased down by the blue-tick hound, but his daddy didn't have the heart to tell him, so he sat on the same porch and told the family that Lucky had run away to some brand new life out on Highway 1494. Daddy Earl got the kids confused sometimes. His sister's kids and his brother's kids, their kids, his kids. Donnie's boy, little Donnie. Tommy's boy, little Tommy. Pat's boy, Stephen. They all took turns throwing jarts on the lawn between the porch and the propane tank. Cricket proud, he'd say when all the kids got to chirping their glee. He missed laughter at the farm. Daddy Earl started planting Early Girl tomatoes when his oldest boy didn't return from Vietnam like he had promised. The Early Girls filled a gap in his summer. Daddy Earl sat on the porch looking at a sunset that seemed hazier than all the ones before. The world's changing. He thought of the scars of God and wondered if his old lady, a nosy sort, gone a decade now, had ever laid eyes on him herself, or if showing your hand was just something we did down here. Thank you. That's a new piece. Thank you, Josh. This is a new piece, too. This is called the Sunday Riots. And there's quite a few names. I'm going to fuck up in this. It's all apologies. Sunday Riots. It's a St. John's poem. Sunday nights, my street becomes one of transients, one of strange commerce, a quiet riot. Monday is garbage day. The veterans been on the streets longer than the pavement in some spots. The recently abandoned, the bad luckers and the off-the-gridders, the travelers and the flat earthers looking for some edge of the earth to jump off of, the mentally ill barely clinging to reality, the perfectly sane poisoned by addiction, the beggars, the too proud to ask for anything. They meander at whatever pace got them through the day till well past midnight, sauntering between our houses like an armada of paper boats in an unsteady stream. Some would sift quietly through each recycle bin. Others would bang away as if driving home railroad spikes. They do this one right after the other, in case someone missed a few cans. All the way down the street they go, save where the grade school is. The school's in a hard way, and got to collect cans too. I save my beer cans for an ablela that usually comes around right before dusk, right before the Sunday Riots. She's in a sundress, usually unless it's raining. Sometimes alone, sometimes with a pack of children I recognize from my daughter's classes. We share a smile when I hand her the bag and say thank you. Our grade school is a poor one. The worst in the state, we were told when we moved here. Like an accusation. How dare you do that to your kids? But I think they mean colorful. It's the most colorful grade school in the state. Had fundraisers held in the cafeteria, that is the gym some hours of the day, that is the assembly hall some hours of the day, that is the trauma center some hours of the day. The Kui Fine teach the Tao Ulunga for a couple bucks a song, for money immediately donated to the general school fund. The Chitos show off their olive wood carvings. The Banoi nod over their paper lanterns, their arms spread like a monsoon presenting a new river delta. The Bibis sling their taro tea. I save my money for the tamales, hand rolled with a passion other school districts can't quite comprehend. Rainbows are brightest just beyond the whitest fog. The abuela. She and I share a smile as she hands me the bag of tamales with a grip of homemade salsa. Thank you, she says in English, in spite of it all, in English. Thank you. One more. This is Potato Bug Hill. This is a Linview, Louisville, Kentucky poem. Thank you, Josh. It's fucking great. Get an audience right here with me. Yeah. Great. From behind my windshield, the sunset was silent and violent, but there's a new moon tomorrow that's part of the promise. I had an Irish concussion and was dealing with the backlash of a dry mouth, and all the bits designed to do my proper thinking struggled in their charge. The house she grew up in sat on a cliffside on Potato Bug Hill, and she joked it was all downhill from there. Her father's sneezes would rattle the beans in the sugar jar, and she'd flinch as if the house might tumble over. I thought often of her joke not being a joke at all, and I thought about the rage behind her smile as benign as Mars. She condemned herself to the nectar of the moment and not much more. She'd say, let's go find some noise down the road somewhere, but we always landed ass backwards at the end of the north runway, surprised at our domesticity. Laying atop my sensible hatchback and tickling each other with our plans on who we would probably end up being and who we would probably end up being with. It's all freight, but from below, a UPS plane looks as elegant as an airship from the golden age, especially when you ain't been nowhere further than a tank of gas could take you. I'd never been to the Madison Regatta. She'd never seen the Kentucky Derby. Any bets we placed together, and we always put everything on the long shot. The fluke adorned in the robes of a sure thing. Hothouse roses and vodka slammers. She shushed me over noises, not the planes coming and going. She'd heard that before. There's no romance in the familiar. But the noises with rhythm, nature, math, crawdads and rodents, crickets. Peace, she said, peace just might be too fast for us to keep up with. I gave you some real good stories, she said, after cracking my windshield with her combat boot. Something about her grace and my patience not seeing eye to eye. The fight was about the jazz sounds and factories and how she thought Coltrane was no good for efficiency. Growing up on a cliffside makes one wary of erratic composition. I might be a studying cliche, I say, but I believe in the sound of hooves breaking away from the pack. And I believe in a landing. I believe a landing is a landing, smooth or not. And I believe in love, even on staggered gallows for separate crimes. In my dreams anymore, when the boogeyman comes, I fight her back now. It's the awake part of living I struggle with. My windshield was cracked and a pattern Coltrane would hire to play piano. The best view of the sunset is still at the airport, North Runway. Thanks, everybody. This is fucking good fun.
Yes, and fucking good poetry. Thanks, Tommy. Thanks, Josh.
Yeah, man.
Good shit, man.
That's fun.
I'm loving it. Thanks for stopping by tonight. Man, it's trippy that it's still light out there.
Oh yeah,
Like,
we still got at least an hour of light.
Yeah, it should come out.
It's been dark for hours here. Yeah. Shit, believe me, I'd love to. But yeah, that sounds good. I mean, it must be cool to take a break and kind of read some of the stuff you're working on and try it out too. You know I always like trying out new stuff on open mic. It's kind of become part of my writing process.
For sure. That's how I know when I screw stuff up. Like as
exactly.
soon as I read it out, I'm like, no, that was bad.
Yep. But you never know until you like read it in front of people. Unfortunately. But cool.
Unless you're telling me you nail it every time.
No.
Nah, Tommy, that was awesome, man. I love what y'all are doing. I love the all the stuff y'all are addressing in those poems and the way you do it. It's beautiful work. And yeah.
Thanks, Caleb.
Cheers. Thank you, guys. Thanks, everybody that kissed the stage tonight. Good shit.
Cheers, y'all. It's been a great fucking night. Thanks for being part of it.
Good company, man. This is great stuff.
Absolutely. Well, y'all come back and do it again soon. And
right.
And shit. Let's we'll hang out in person soon too. Yeah. You know. Yeah. After Emilia.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Y'all are too much fun. Thanks, guys. Thanks so much.
Cheers, brother.
Much love, y'all. Peace. Cheers. Give it up for Josh Gaines and Tommy Gaffney, y'all, right here. Yes. Yes, indeed. Portland, Columbia River joining us in the house tonight. Very good, y'all, here on Poetry Over Mike Asheville. We're brought to you by Sovereign Kava. And we're rocking and rolling here. Oh, shit. We got Kevin Evans up next. That's a good thing. Y'all stay tuned for Kevin Evans. I want to make sure we blast the comments real quick. We love hearing from our audience, and we do have a few comments here for Josh and Tommy. I love that. Such good stuff. Such good stuff. Right. Anyway, there's a big, beautiful moon up there somewhere tonight. And you're tuned in to Poetry Open Mike Asheville. Up next, we have Kevin Evans joining us from here in Asheville. It's always good to have Kevin Evans is on the mic. Oh shit! Swamp! Swamps! Y'all make some noise for Swamps! What's up, Kevin?
Hey, what's up?
Chilling, man.
Chilling.
Hell yeah.
Likewise. Same here.
That's what's up, man. You been doing all right?
Yeah, I've been doing all right. You know, we go through our little changes. But it's nice to have a change of season. That's for sure.
Man. It's been really nice here. For sure. Yeah. And yeah, it's good to see you. I saw you the other week.
Oh yeah, you're gonna see me soon too.
That's right. Yes, indeed.
I'll see you soon.
Oh yeah. Well, and yeah, Saturday, man.
Yeah, I'll pop up. I want to listen to. Yeah, I want to listen to y'all. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. I'm looking forward. It's been a long time since I've played, but
Oh yeah.
Anyway, I know you've been writing a lot and everything. What have you been
No.
writing on? No.
But I do have new stuff. But
Well, like not writing a lot for Kevin Evans is like still writing a lot for me. So.
Well, see, like I wrote a poem earlier today when it was still daylight because I had an interesting experience with a bee.
See, you wrote something today.
serendipitously. but
No, it's all
but
right.
yeah, so I haven't really even gotten to really like tear it apart yet. So I'm gonna
Oh,
give
that's
y'all
cool.
that and
Very
another
fresh.
newer piece, and then an older piece, and that's about it. I'm not gonna do blues harp today because I don't want to play blues harp again on open mic unless until I can do it live on the Kava, which I can. I'm gonna stop in like
Yeah,
maybe next
we
week
got
or the
those
week
spots
after or
now.
something.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, do it. We got live spots from the bar now, so earlier that was super cool. Hearing the live audience and everything, man. It made me
Yeah, because I
made me
know a
really
lot of
miss
times
it.
it sounds like I'm underwater here, especially with the blues harp when I do it from here.
Live stuff's always tricky, but it sounds good right now, man. So I guess we
Right
should
on.
turn it over to you and let you do some poems then. But
Sounds good.
dude, thank you for being here tonight, and y'all out there make some noise again for the one and only Kevin Evans. Yeah.
Alrighty. I don't believe I have a title for any of these three poems, and none of them are really all that long. They seem long to me because I need a new prescription for my glasses, but here we are. This is the latest one from earlier today while it was still daylight. It was really just me pondering and telling a story and just, yeah, anyhow. Humans are interesting. All of the universe's creatures in chair, absorbing the forest, seeking after labor calm with Scooby Dooby. I had salivated and spat as bee buzzed casually, hardly even bothering me, sniffing around my holy floral scent to the spirits. He too couldn't resist, although it happens to be the silence of gold and black striped, bright little sprite of a gardener in my puddle, 1 inch puddle of saliva. He could not move. He, I ultimately had to rescue and lightly blow to elevate him upon pine nettle, the needle a beetle could miss. That's all I've gotten so far. And that was just the start of a thought of like there was a whole thing, and then I kind of had to rescue him from my fluids, we'll say. And it was just very odd moment. Anyway, this piece is about, let's say, somebody surviving a gunshot wound, or unfortunately, that is not always the case, as we know. And it's fairly short. It's from April 21st. Place next to home. Beat the door open with sticks and stones. Through invisible peephole, one man discharged the chrome. Other man had God's weapon microphoned in stereo. Heartbeat speaker blast open every doorknob. Window handled. All stained glass shattered from his mantle. But he lived to heal and tell of his special miracle. And this last one, I've read it at open mic before, but My thing keeps doing a funny spin thing, but here we are. Without the benefits of the sin, I done it again, again. Brandish family jewels in blindfolded stupor, serenaded with phantom syringe and manic delirium. And Lucifer's gift is looser. But I am not devil or Satan worshipper, nor satin, nor palace mansion. No dancing dreamers can dampen this steamer. I think you know where your toes follow. Give a holler when you get your life back again. To father, a lady, or gentleman, blended better than your original sin. Smelling like the afterbite of original victim. In afterlife, bath for the foolish and wise. Afterglow gently go get him, till his shine has completely risen. Just a time that for you is the present and not hidden. Without the benefits of the sin and origin. Orgy for the poorest souls of ladies and gentlemen crumbling into torn parts of their children. You aren't even around to see them. And she comes around, and you are pendulum. Pushes all your buttons, 'cause she knows she can bend them. Tree limb, arm, scissor tail against your heart just before dawn. And you led her on. And you brought her fox. You brought her owl, blessed moon streak. You took to the summer at the top of the best christened city. And now she is sitting in the sea laughing and bleeding from her loin naturally. You are confused and wonder how she's walking, your tongue and trunk on a chained link leash. Though this isn't the time to be bitter leaf. With your children, play their whole life long from the hills to the beach. And let them play those keys. And let them sing. That's all I got tonight, y'all. I thank you for your time. And yeah.
Excellent. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, good stuff, man. Thanks for coming through tonight. Love hearing the new work and the old one too. And yeah, I'll be seeing you soon, man.
For sure, man. Have a good night, and it's been rocking. Keep rocking. And
Thank
yeah.
you. Absolutely, man. Yeah, thanks for rocking with us. Y'all give it up one more time for Kevin Evans. Thanks, Kevin. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, you got it tuned into Poetry Open Mic ASHEViLLE.
When did you forget that you were a flower?
I got some comments here for Kevin.
When did you look at your skin and decide you were an impotent, dirty old locomotive? The ghost of a locomotive. The specter and shade of a once powerful, mad American locomotive. You were never no locomotive sunflower.
That's Kevin Evans, y'all. All right. We got Nathan Tompkins coming up next in the house. Very good to have Nathan on the mic tonight. And virtual mic. Hey, let's make some fucking noise for Nathan Tompkins. Give it up, y'all.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, Nathan?
Not much. How about you?
You know, just doing this whole open mic, man. This is how we do it these days, virtually.
Yeah. Can't wait to start doing it in person again.
I know, man. It's gonna be fun. We're already.
Well, they're fucking shutting things down again here.
Again, yeah.
Yeah, because all the fucking rat lickers still won't play. I'm getting so irritated. Things start loosening up, and then the numbers go up again.
I know, man. And there's not enough people getting the vaccine and stuff. And, yeah.
I got my second one just the other day.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I got my second one too. because I'm ready to get back to poetry readings in person, man.
Yeah.
I don't understand all these people who've complained this whole time about having to wear masks, and now they have this magic pill, this magic shot where you don't have to wear a mask, you know, and it's like the same
don't
people
wanna do
are
it.
like, yeah, no way.
Yeah, it's like, you know, microchips, or Bill Gates put microchips
Right,
in them, or some stupid ass shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I just had a slight urge to buy Microsoft products, but like other than that, there's nothing. But yeah, man, shit. You bring some poetry tonight?
Yeah, I
You
got a few,
freshen things
short
up for
poems
us
here. Got a few short poems here.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what's up, man. I'm gonna turn it over to you, and
All right.
everybody out there, give it up one more time for Nathan Tompkins. Thank you, Nathan.
This poem was just written a couple days ago, actually, at a workshop. I don't even remember what the fucking prompt was. But anyway, it's called 20 mg. So yeah, it's still working on it, so please bear with me. 20 milligrams they fucking gave me. To feel what? I just know the inside of my chest doesn't feel like the vacuous space between the flaking skin cells. And nor am I still interested in pole dancing at the Veil while the ravens sing a cappella. 20 goddamn milligrams to feel what? It's just an anger at our goodbye. The next poem was published in Canada's literary magazine, Into the Void. This is called A Hell of a Drug. Sitting beneath the trestle, bundled against November, the illegal pipe glows beneath winter-quelled stars, and the Kootenai River rakes the questions downstream. When is a home no longer a home? Who the fuck knows? But take another hit of depression. Breathe deep. Feel the lungs recoil from the smoke. A traffic jam of Canadian geese, air rage honk on southward skyways. Glacial winds scratch the cheeks with snow-spattered fingernails. So take another hit of depression. Inhale the ashes of pain, chiseled into the double helix. Depression is a boulder crushing the spinal column, the skull, the ribs, like the metallic growl of the wheels above once crushed the face of a trapped penny as they dragged their cargo across. I just have a couple more for you here. This one's called A Stain. Super short. I'm just a roadside puddle, weathered by the sun. Its nuclear feathered wings reaching down, scratching apart the molecules. If I could realign my bones, my cells into a swan, I'd unfurl my plumage, float towards the dusk, and stain only your memories. And one more here. This one's called Fading. It's about, figure it out. My music can be found in the roots mining for minerals beneath the trees, in the blood drying brown on rusted barbed wire, in the frigid depths of the snowmelt creek, burning the air from your lungs. It can be found in the heat, in the beat of gravel grinding away the mountaintop, or locust fires cracking the earth dry. But sound can fade. Sound can fade, dying on the eardrum. Smother the whispers just below the waves. 1 foot, 2, 3. Most sound waves can't feel their way in crumbling halls. The lips may flicker in the light, but the music, it dies on the border. Thank you very much. I'm done.
Yes. Thank you, Nathan. Great stuff, man. I love your work. Thank you for being here with us tonight. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, totally. And please do come back again when you can.
I will.
Awesome. Cool. Y'all give it up one more time for Nathan Tompkins tonight. Thank you, Nathan. See you, buddy.
Bye.
Yeah. That's right. Nathan Tompkins there for y'all. We got a few comments for him here. I want to make sure we get to the comments. We love the comments. Y'all keep commenting. We love to hear from you out there. I'm glad y'all are still tuning in because we still got some really awesome stuff coming at you. So keep it locked right here. I think we have Jason. It looks like Jason has something special for us tonight. And it's a special night too. I'll tell you why. But first, let's give a big, warm welcome for our friend Jason Huber. Give it up. Hey, what's up, y'all? Happy birthday, Jason.
Hey, Caleb.
It's Jason's birthday, right?
It's my birthday. I'm 25 today. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Looking good for 25.
I know, right?
Oh man, it is so good to see all of you. Hey Beth.
Hey Caleb.
I miss y'all so much. It is so good to see the actual Godot figure in the house.
Yes, indeed.
One of my favorite bands from Asheville here. So I'm so excited. Y'all gonna play something for us tonight?
Yeah, we got 2 songs for you.
All right.
First time we played together in 14 months. That is not a disclaimer. That is a celebration.
What?
We are excited.
That is something to celebrate. I'm so happy right now. Cool. Well, I'll turn it over to y'all. Thanks for coming to play for us tonight. Everybody out there in the virtual realms, make a whole bunch of noise for Godot Figure!
You got this?
Yeah,
You
I just
good?
don't want it to be over. So
Yeah, just take your time. Take your time.
there we go.
It's okay. Remember up. All right.
Breathe, breathe in the air. Don't be afraid to care. Leave, don't leave me. Look around, choose your own ground. Long you'll live, high you'll fly. Smiles you give and tears you cry. All you touch and all you see is all your life will ever be. Run, rabbit, run. Dig that hole, forget the sun. When at last the work is done, don't sit down, it's time to dig another one. Long you'll live, high you'll fly. Only if we ride the tide, balanced on the biggest wave, and race towards an early grave. I will understand. This that is something everybody everywhere does in the same language. I can see by your coat, my friend, you're from the other side. There's just one thing I got to know. Can you tell me, please? Moon sheds on the water, very free and easy. You know the way it's supposed to be. Silver on the shoreline, let us be. That very free and easy. As we watch you die, exactly your anguish cries, as all human feelings die. We are leaving, you don't need us. Come and take a sister then by the hand. Lead her away from this foreign land. Far away, where we might laugh again. We are leaving, you don't need. Home, home again. I like to be here when I can. When I come home cold and tired, it's good to warm my bones beside the fire. Far away across the field, the toning of the anvil draws the faithful to their knees to hear the softly spoken magic spell. It's a still wind blowing warm out the south over my shoulders. I guess I'll set a course and go.
Well, that's been a long time. Did we wake the neighbors? Just a little. Okay. I don't see any
no police cars
sirens
yet.
or. Okay, we got one more.
One more, real quick.
Real quick. Alright, this is an original. It's called Sally Ann's Lament.
seen today. Everybody's heard about your sorrow. Everybody's heard about the tragedy you made. Sally Ann used to say, baby, when you're walking on your own road, sometimes you'd rather standing in the rain. No matter the way, three of us were playing games. Remember when the games became another thing. Remember when you thought the world had you beat. Oh, it seemed fair to me. Oh, but anyway. With the same men today, every turn taking you the wrong way. Damn, you broken every promise that you made. Sally Ann used to say, we're two sides of the same face. I never let that get in my way. Could you tell me when you took off in the dark? Sally Ann, did she play a part in your heart again? It's not that I loved you too. I couldn't stand to lose both of you. But anyway. Sally Ann used to say, I'll catch up with you tomorrow. And you know the rain can't fall every day. But it's okay. You can choose where you want to go. And sometimes the road leads right to my grave.
Yay! Oh, that was beautiful, y'all. It's so good to hear that. Thank you so much.
Blast. It's good to be back.
Oh, it's so good to have y'all back. And you know I love that Pink Floyd Wooden Ships mashup.
I know, right?
It's good stuff. Good stuff.
It's only like
yeah.
an 8 long. We got to be able to make it longer. We'll work on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yes. I hope for more to come. And it's so good to see y'all. I love y'all so much. And happy birthday, Jason.
Happy birthday, Caleb.
Love you. Yeah.
Love you.
All right. Yay. All right, y'all. We'll see you next time. Y'all give it up one more time for the one and only Godot figure. Oh, goodness. Yes. Good times. Happy birthday, Jason Huber. That's right. Oh, they're just going wild. All right, very good, folks. Thanks for riding with us tonight, y'all. It's been Poetry Open Mic Asheville. Yes, indeed, and it's been a good night. And we got one more poet for y'all, and I'll cap it off with some poems. And so y'all keep it locked. Here a little bit longer, we got Emilia Maldonado in the house joining us live from Chicago tonight. And let's see if we can beam in Emilio, a caveman poet. All right. Y'all give it up for Emilia Maldonado. Yo, what's up, E?
I'll give it up for Emilia. What up?
Chillin', man. How you doing tonight? You been listening?
What's up, man?
What's up, dude? It's been a night.
Yeah,
it's been a night here. Wow.
Yeah,
We had 2 gains.
I've been watching. I've been watching.
We just had a birthday and a reunion and a couple of first-time performances tonight.
So Sabai was also first time.
Yeah, I at least 2 or one of the no
Igor. I remember Igor. Yeah.
Igor was first time. Yeah, Igor was first time. Sabai seemed like he'd done that before.
What a cool grouping of pieces for you guys. You know what I mean? Like he's like picked the right spot to write about, mountain and hiking and all that.
Yeah, totally, man. Yeah, it's good subject material. I love like hiking poems. I've got a few myself.
Yeah, I believe that. I'd like to hear those some more. Hey, let me turn. I had the TV on watching you guys. Let me mute that. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Hey, let me turn. I had the TV on watching you guys.
That's how you get an echo. Anyway, that's Emilia Maldonado joining us from Chicago. You're tuning in Poetry Over Mike Asheville, brought to you by Sovereign Kava, where you can get your free Kava if you're performing tonight, and you can get Kava anytime, noon to 10 every day. All right.
Salud,
Looks
brother.
like we got Emilia plugged in. Salud. Got the music going.
Fantastic night tonight, man.
It's been great, man. And I'm stoked to hear your set, man. I know you brought some poetry for us tonight.
I got a couple 2 trees.
Yeah.
This album, this listen to this, right? You can listen to this for a second. Almost sounds like Sly
it's not
Stone.
Copyrighted.
Almost sounds like Sly Stone, right?
Yeah.
It's the fucking Shy Lights. It's the Shy Lights.
What?
Yeah, the Shy Lights that always did that harmonizing kind of like,
kind of like doo-woppy stuff.
Well, they did doo-woppy stuff, but they also had like a very like Philly sound.
Yeah.
So that kind of like, I mean, they definitely had sexy and funky tunes, but not no Sly and the Family Stone shit. I have this album, I'm like, what in the fuck? We Are Neighbors. That's the name of this jam. This had to be like before they found their sound.
Right.
Because the Shy Lights just, the Shy Lights are, have you seen her? Have you seen her?
Yeah.
That shit. So.
Well, who knew?
Yeah, man. Sorry,
cool shit.
Yeah. No, man, the performances tonight, and what a cool ass way to kick it off with Christopher T. George. Like.
Oh yeah, man.
But then, bro, your set was insano.
Oh, thanks, dude.
Yeah. Oh man, I was digging it. I was listening to it. I was like, what?
Thanks,
yeah,
man.
You got hype. Yeah, you got hype, man. But yeah, then Steve in Argentina, that was some cool shit.
Oh man, he's great.
Yeah, man. It was some good stuff. Lots of good stuff. Just everybody.
Yeah, man. Ken Gaines.
Yeah, that was cool. That was totally like you almost sounded surprised.
Oh yeah, man. I was stoked, man. I'm like, Kid Gates, I've been hearing this guy's music for years, and here he is on my show, man.
Yeah, man.
It's amazing.
I love
it when that happens.
I met him in Chicago. He performed it
right
when I saw him. He performed at Weeds.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Very cool.
And then seeing Wesley, man.
Oh yeah, man. He's an old friend of y'all. Yeah. He gave you a shout out. Yeah.
He's a writer and a half, man.
Oh man, he was so good, dude.
Yeah.
I love that dude.
He's a writer
he comes
and a
back,
half.
man. God, he reads it so well too, man.
Yeah.
He's like,
his wife,
he can write and he's got it,
His
man.
wife is a killer writer too, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll come on sometime. That'd be
I
cool.
hope so.
Yeah, totally. And then we just had Godot figure, that their harmonies, everything's incredible.
Right.
And
that's on a pretty, and then you had
Kevin, of course.
Yeah.
It's been killer. Legend
mode.
Yup. You know Kevin, man.
I love that dude.
Love that guy.
That's when it's funny, like when I hear him do his work, more than in a weird, I can't really put my finger on it exactly, but more than you, and more than like Ted Pope or Keith Flynn. Like when I hear Justin Evans, it's like, or Kevin Evans, I'm like Asheville.
Interesting. Yeah.
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 And I
He
mean,
definitely
I
has
love
an
all three of
original
y'all.
sound. Yeah.
But I see that's it. It's like I love all three of y'all
he's,
too.
He's old school Asheville, man. He's been here
Yeah.
doing it longer than I have. And,
Oh, yeah?
And
Oh.
he was around. He used to hang out with me and Josh doing poetry and doing poetry slam here and shit way back in the day. Like 10+ years ago. So like, yeah, Kevin lives and breathes these mountains, and he's definitely legend.
The performances from what was it, Tara? Woo!
Oh yeah, man.
Just everybody, man. It was
Mark.
It was a cool show, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Killer stuff, man. Yeah, and fucking Zen too, man. Zen was amazing.
Yeah, that shit was. I was waiting. I was also waiting for like,
right?
Some exploding something, or,
I know you're thinking, yeah.
or differently
What's it gonna
coded. Yeah, some differently coded, like recorder or something. Like where
he one-upped us this time.
Yeah. Yeah, he pulled a cage.
Yeah, man. Exactly.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
oh, it's brilliant on so many levels.
well, I wonder if he. Wow. Yeah.
Yep. Total cage move. But well, shit, man. What do you have for us tonight, man? What you been working on?
Man, tonight I just got some older stuff. I was
good.
We had a like a 35-degree temperature switch from yesterday to today.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I know how that. I mean, that's how it is here.
Yeah,
One day
yeah,
it'll
yeah.
be 80 degrees, and the next you never know.
Yeah. It was. So yesterday was sunny and blue skies, and somebody had Nat King Cole singing in the background, and today was fucking claymation rain, man.
Claymation rain.
Yeah.
It was that bad.
Yeah, it just
goopy rain.
It just This is, and it's like normally like you have some rain, your car gets a little cleaning. My car like is dirtier.
Yeah,
it's like
one of those nasty rains.
Fuck, man, we need some somebody open that faucet up a little bit. But anyway, I was thinking about that and got a little inspired by the rain, so I got a couple pieces that are about
you got
that.
Some rain poems?
Yeah, I got two.
I like rain poems.
Yeah. And then just I'm in a so to shift into serious mode, even though I'm kind of feeling like in a sort of celebration mood, but getting into serious mode. Remember how a couple weeks back we were talking about that one boy here in Chicago that was shot and killed by the police? It made some national.
The 13-year-old.
Yeah, the 13-year-old Toledo.
Yeah, I know. I have to ask. Yeah. Which because there was other boy in Chicago too, right? Not too long ago before this. Yeah, and then Adam Toledo.
So Adam Toledo,
unarmed.
Yeah, it was like
kid.
They were 2 days apart, and the other one was a 22-year-old.
That's what it was. Yeah.
And that body cam footage was just released today, and he was shot in the back. He was shot running away.
Wow. Yeah. Another one in the back.
And the funny thing is, funny's not the right word.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. The motherfucker of it is that there's a Target store in the neighborhood next to my neighborhood. So the neighborhood I'm in is a slowly gentrifying working class to working poor neighborhood. Right next to us are the Karens and the Biffs and the fucking high fives and
Yeah, Humboldt Park. We've been talking about this. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, but the neighborhood next to me has been gentrified, and that's Wicker Park.
Gotcha.
And yeah, man, it's just a different world, man. But anyway,
Yeah. I feel you, man. There ain't nothing right about it, and
so yeah,
it's important we keep talking about these things, right? You
Right.
know, because it keeps going on, man. They keep shooting innocent black and brown people for no reason.
right.
when they're
There's a
running
dude in
away
North
from
in
them,
North
for,
Carolina.
you know?
They shot and killed that dude, for what? Just for serving a drug warrant.
Mm-hmm.
There was just the family just were talking about it today in NC.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah, yeah. No, but so then earlier this afternoon, but like as the video is getting released or before the video of the body cam dropped, the Target in the affluent neighborhood next door started boarding up their windows. It's like the cops were like calling small businesses, essentially. I mean, big businesses.
Yeah.
Before it got released to the general public because they knew it was fucked up.
It's like, yeah, they knew. Yeah. Man. That's
But it's funny, man, because I've lived a long time ish, and the whole time I've lived in Chicago, and it's not the first time the cops have been shooting and killing people. It's a bad time. It's a bad time. But I remember in the early to mid '90s, that was happening a lot with young people. And like and it was same story. Like somebody was unarmed, the other person, all they had was a cell phone.
Right. Same stuff going on. It's just the difference now is that people got cell phones and
right.
and they can record it.
Right. And both times, both of those people were shot like in the car, by police and whatever. And but the thing is, like, those freaked me the fuck out so much that even when I was like a passenger, I would get all nervous if there was a police behind us,
Yeah,
and I'm squared, okay? I'm squared.
Right, yeah.
And white passing, but well, back then, like the way I had cut my beard and mustache and shit, like, they would have figured out I was Latino, and as soon as they ran my name.
But it's still, you constantly have that when you're driving around,
That shit lasted for a long fucking time.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even driving a lot, and I'd be like fucking nervous.
Right. Well, shit, I gotta switch batteries here. You got some poems for us?
I got a couple 2-tree.
All right, 2-tree. All right, y'all give it up for Emilia Maldonado. Yes.
All right. This is for those of you who remember Chicago and know Chicago. This is a Herb Kent Dusty. Estoy mirando el más bonito exhibición del cielo y la luna, quiet and floating by. Avoiding bat who chases night, elephants and bulls, wind chimes, join me. A midnight smile. Quetzalcoatl and other wild things dance for Coyote and his prize. Sad things, too, glide silently by. Many things become known to me, endings and doubts, loss and an exquisite listen. Mine. Wait, let me read that last part. That was fucking hokey. Elephants and bulls, wind chimes join me in a midnight smile. Quetzalcoatl and other wild things dance for Coyote and his prize. Sad things, too, glide silently by. Many things become known to me, endings and doubts, loss, and an exquisite lesson. Mine. All right, thanks. Just had to fix that. It pissed me off when I do that stupid shit. Tears. This rain wishes to baptize me, but I hide in the shadow, my familiar place. Got a glimpse of once upon a happiness. Fucking temporary mirror, fucking magic mirror. Was it a tease? Some torture of the Canaan for others, but not for me? Of course not. But climbing mountains just to see more mountains is beautiful and tiring. Daunting is for more adventurous types. An old friend, the soft, easy smile, Hendrix, Otis, Bird. Somebody unplugged the jukebox in my chest. I want to carve all the rot out my soul, but that's too fucking poetic and easy. Gotta live with this pestilence. Put on a crown of posies or stuff lavender in my pockets. I'm whole. Both. Maybe I'll get used to this smell, same as like back in the 70s, and Chicago smelled like hot alleys everywhere. Watched the mirror, and broke my own heart for a change. What I was one day. Nostalgia for 3 weeks ago is new. Often the nostalgia is from this person that every bartender knew on Milwaukee Avenue and all the 4 a.m. joints, east of California, north of Lake Street. Me miré como debo de ser, hacer, y quise llorar. Hasta quisiera llorar, ay mamá, llorar y dejarme caer en los brazos de cualquiera, en los brazos de cualquiera, en las piernas de cualquiera, en el cuerpo de mujer. Mi tierra natal, el cuerpo de mujer, domina mis sueños, mis memorias, mi imaginación. That's the taunt that stings freshest. Knee scrape, elbow scrape. The regular almost tastes like homemade cookies hurt. That made me angrier than it hurt. That made me gasp. Then relish that itch while it healed. Dancing that beginning S&M line between pulling the scab off and scratching the shit out of it. Imagination and memory. The taunt, because they're not real, they're never comfort. Not in the way that bourbon can be, but the quiet, almost embarrassed hairs on her thighs can be. Llorar y dejarme caer. Will anyone help me up? Pathetic is something that just sits too well. Lord, Lord, Lord. Universe, love. I yearn to earn the gifts I have that wait for me, the pain that I deserve, the whole. Mirrors filled with magic, filling lives with magic. Me first. This is called Adults Only. It was absolutely fabulous writing in the downpour just now. I was laughing at the elemental, random cacophony of drops and leaves and wind and blacktop, and I was imagining brown, black hair wet with me. Curly because of the humidity, curly because all pussies have that good hair. Curly because sometimes the universe is nice to old bastards that used up all the karma credits on their slips. The clothes slimed and stuck to me in ways that I wish we did, in ways that probably repulse you. I don't know. But when you get to really fucking someone, I never mind how terrible you smell or how sticky you feel. Once upon a lover tore at skin and yelled and grunted and moaned and said my name, said God's name, because the night was wild and so were we. The way that water soothes and sustains also is magic when it comes between hair and skin and electric boundaries that sustain us all. Radioactive in the way that the big beat, the big bang, them big old hips, making little boys swear quietly, wearing goggles or hiding boners or swallowing fear and taking that step. The rain was everywhere, brother. It was overwhelming, toxic, making eyes red from the alkaline smokestack ruins in all of our blood here in the 606. Eyes red because there's mercury, there's offal, there's blood and ruin in the land. My God, I could only think of your naked body while writing and laughing and begging Satan to have another drink, to stop being such a pussy. I told him I promised I wouldn't laugh this time. What do y'all red faces call it? Born again? Recién nacido? Man, that was years ago, pero born again. This way in the storm was the way it ought to be. I wanted you there in the rain with me, and it would be terrible and memorable and impossible. A never land. I ride my bike over large street ponds. My shoes are getting heavier, and I still feel magic. I feel alive. I forgive Satan for sitting this one out. I want to find God just to yell at him. I already know why. Hijo de puta. Shit, he didn't do anything after Twinkies anyway. I want to grab that fucking throne, that fucking silver chalice, that lotus, the cave, pinche ochre, and shit all over it. The rain is washing the parts of me away that make sense. I'm getting reduced to bebop, to cocaine blues, to juke joint riffs, thicker than hips that want my dick, thicker than lips to remember. Always bite and kiss in the right order. I'm jazz now. I'm some radioactive accident, some signal that is trying to get a return signal from a soul I silenced a long time ago. The rain is beating on my head, running down my neck instead of your hand, instead of your lips, and I hate you. My awful bed wants you. My miserable room waits. Puts on a phonograph. Does its best to act cool. To jazz it up. To get tight. Smoke some tiger. Roll out some tea. To daddy-o places that never knew. The earth and all her systems are mindless, ignorant of this drum solo of words and blood and guts and semen that is rushing over here in 606. The earth is indifferent to this mountain's majesty vibe I have going on. This shim sham I call writing, poetry, art. This way that the rain is eroding any semblance of respect, washing away the possibility that you will look me in the eye, that you ever notice my eyes. This rain is exposing the truth, and I hate it. Laughs change. Up is down. Black is white. The rain is dying down. And so is the Shiva I was hoping for. Inside of me. I don't dance. We will never dance. I'm so spent, shook thoroughly. I'm unsure how I got here, where these new scars came from. And I want sleep. I want the rain back tomorrow. Maybe I'll be ready for it then. This is called Charity. Salud. My first ashtray. Burlesque. Begin the begin. Big full lips, marking my neck, my face, my shirt, my neck. Yours. Oh. Oh my. You gotta go. I mean home. To your bed. Real soon. Call me. Icebergs and ghosts, purple jumpsuits, big, heavy titties. What am I thinking? What the fuck took you so long? Breathed, sighed, and drained of self-dignity, this booming thought. Oh, wow. This is the crazy I want, I miss, I was. She's beautiful, she's a disaster. She can see right through my bullshit. She's so fucking dirty. She has tiny lips. I want to. She's not happy being unhappy. She's drinking her way to anger, numbness, and dice rolling. A human Bermuda Triangle. Wait for me. Icebergs. Ghosts. Right. I got one more piece. Red hot. Hot red. Breathe. Brown red. Brown not. Red hot white not tonight. Red hot. Red. Deep. Stretch. Pink. Red. Hot. Red. Red wet. Shoulders. Stretch. Stretch red. Stretch. Brown. Red. Brown. Adventure. Nice to meet you. These are my friends. These are my friends. Red. Brown, hot, hot brown, hot red, wet, brown, wet, hot brown, red, wet, red. Shoulders. These are my friends. Brown, hot. Open your eyes. Open. Hot, red, stretch. Red, hot, wet, open. Open adventure. Adventure. Red adventure. Hot adventure. Brown adventure. Red, hot, wet, brown. Open. Open. Red eyes. Brown eyes. Wet eyes. Hot, red, brown eyes. Brown eyes. Stretch. Hot red whiskey light eyes, adventure eyes, brown adventure, red wet. These are my friends. Adventure eyes, hot stretch adventure friends. Deep breath. Eyes. Why? Not before. Why, friends? Why adventure hot? Why? These are my friends, red hot, red brown eyes stretch. Hair, wet brown eyes stretch. Red adventure. Brown stretch. That's all.
Yeah, boy! Fucking killing it, Emilio. That's right. That's Emilia Maldonado, the caveman poet, live from Chicago. Dude, cheers. Fantastic. Taking us on a little voyage there. Thank you so much, Emilio.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, I think we're up against time here. So I'm gonna move on, but thank you so much, Emilio, and
thank you.
We'll see you again next week. Yes, I'm feeling good. I got all this poetry in my veins now.
That's great,
it's good, man.
Yeah. I can't wait to listen to your set. Thank you to
Cool, man.
everybody.
I'll do a little something.
Big ups to Sovereign Kava.
You know it.
I'm gonna be. I definitely have a move out date now, so
Yeah.
I will only be in Humboldt Park until June 1st.
Oh shit.
So
all right.
I mean, I can come back and do whatever the fuck I want
Yeah.
to the neighborhood, but
damn straight.
I will. I'm gonna try to do another reading outside in the neighborhood, and
Let's
maybe
do it, man. Yeah.
maybe if when it gets a little, if it's a little warmer evening, maybe I'll just go into the park and just read.
That'd be cool. The actual Humboldt Park.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's not that far from my crib either, so.
Yeah. Let's do that, man. That'd be great.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, big ups
Sounds
to
good.
Sovereign, big ups, big hugs
Morgan.
to Mr. Morgan.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All
right.
Man. Peace.
Thanks,
peace,
everyone.
Yeah,
Talk to you soon. All right. Thanks, E. Peace. Give it up one more time, Emilia Maldonado. Humboldt Park. Good times. Good shit in the house here. And you're tuned in to Poetry Open Mic Asheville. Indeed. Brought to you by Sovereign Kava. My name's Caleb Beissert, your host. Morgan Beissert is our technical director. I'm going to read a few poems for you to close out the night. But thanks for riding with us. All right. Indeed. Okay. There it is. I write a lot of poetry on porches. A lot of poets do. Porches are a special sort of place, So this poem's called Last of the Porch Times. I move on to another porch. Porch times are about unwinding in solitude after a stretched day of work, or sharing sound of our thoughts and arroyos of laughter. One time my roommate sat on the chair wasps had built a nest under. Their sudden swarm stung her dozens of times before she realized what it was. The porch never noticed us. Its weathered planks buckle in waves that creak underfoot. Its railings cast themselves on faces. You and I sway in the porch swing, drawing closer to each other on cold nights, when mountain wind crawls the icy street and dark trees groan. That's where I saw the wildcat that came to inhabit my dreams. I think she was trying to tell me something. My language fails to reach across. I must listen to those who have been speaking since before words, to listen from inside, to translate a tongue spoken without tongue, to see what is beyond meaning. I think I know what the cat was saying. To water. I water the garden with an old tin watering can. When the can is empty, I stand still and listen to the earth drink in the water. The fragrance of good dirt lifts to the air as in gratitude. Little wilted greens already become full again, to stand tall, to reach for afternoon sun, as if hoping for such a plain answer. I straighten my spine and reach into unknown air. Asheville Supply. We will not be the same open notebook and whiskey and beer and ashtray on table with you gone from yourself. It all turns to stone. An oak leaf curls over days in winter. Spring brings rain that feeds grass and flowers. Bees sing, animals fuck. Graves fade away and mushrooms explore forever. This pen, a leaf of grass, mowed down, hero of the suburbs, in Molly Crystal dreams. He cruised the neighborhoods of the only night. Autumn guzzle and spring. In the leaves we were beautiful until the lights came on. I'm still amused as a deer works in the leaves. The bandit gets away. We make out and roll in the leaves. Uncle Walt studied grass. Now we write in his leaves. The pages were torn out, so we made up the story about the leaves. The wildcat made no sound when it walked through the leaves. I studied everything, but nothing was enough. Soon I'm dead in the leaves. The shadows get long, and strangers glance away as we play in the leaves. Forest Elegy number 2. Last night, while you were dreaming, the wildcat saw an owl rise from the bushes in front of me, struggling with rabbit to the hollow tree, to the quiet of the blue new moon night with its power lines and steeples. Epistle on the way of emptiness. In a day for no reason. Chemical loneliness. Stark shadows of window panes across the wood floor. I'm friends with houseplants. The desk is too hard. The chair too upright. The lamp a little too harsh. I write to Neely Cherkovsky. I hear a child saying hello outside in the middle of the night. Realize it's a cat. A cyclone of car and distance. Neely, I'm afraid of the attic as a child. I'm surrounded by books I can't understand. The museums are full of empty vases. Neely, the wind chimes don't make any sound here. I can't find a single poet in the coffee shops. Tell me, it was all dream. Tattoo Room, a found poem. Tattoo room for rent, behind Denny's on Patton. tattoo room for rent, or could possibly do commission-based pay. Must have own equipment and be able to get health department inspection. Give us a call. Ask for Dale or Jerry. Thanks. Moon travels. The first animal to dream. Under the moon and long gone stars 500 million years ago. Pick up the weather from another day in a language unfamiliar. Reports the first human feet touch surface. Nothing is isolated. Every dream departs. At the after party, a woman who met me once a year before tells me I was in her dream last night. I was warning everyone about the small animals who were in danger. I pleaded for people to help them. Then I met Tom Rayworth and told him who I was. I know, he said. Astonished, I remarked. That's cool. And he replied, no shit. I'm going to leave y'all with some Marwan and some Remy. Here's another Marwan for you from his Rain in the Trees. This is To the Insects. Elders. We have been here so short a time, and we pretend that we have invented memory. We have forgotten what it is like to be you who do not remember us. We remember imagining that what survived us would be like us and would remember the world as it appears to us. But it will be your eyes that will fill with light. We kill you again and again, and we turn into you, eating the forests, eating the earth and the water, and dying of them, departing from ourselves, leaving you, the morning, in its antiquity. A bonfire at midnight. A shout comes out of my room, where I've been cooped up. After all my lust and dead living, I can still live with you. You want me to. You fix and bring food. You forget the way I've been. The ocean moves and surges in the heat of the middle of the day. In the heat of this thought I am having, why aren't all human resistances burning up with this thought? It's a drum and arms waving. It's a bonfire at midnight on the top edge of a hill. This meeting with you again. This meeting with you again. Let the beauty we love be what we do. There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. The breeze at dawn has secrets to tell you. Don't go back to sleep. Let the beauty we love be what we do. Let the beauty we love be what we do. What was said to the rose that made it open was said to me here in my chest. Whatever put eloquence in language, that's happening here. Whatever put eloquence in language, that's happening here. The great warehouse doors open, and I fill with gratitude, chewing a piece of sugar cane. Chewing a piece of sugar cane. Let the beauty we love be what we do. Go up on the roof of this city in the night to sing your note. Sing loud, sing loud, sing loud. For let the beauty we love be what we do. Let the beauty we love be what we do. Let the beauty we love be what we do. Always, forever. Everyone, thank you. Thanks for coming to Open Mic tonight. It's been an honor and a pleasure. My name is Caleb Beissert, your host. Our technical producers, Morgan Beissert. Our sponsor, Sovereign Kava. Our performers were you. Our audience was you. Thank you so much. You're awesome. We'll see you again, same time, same place next week. Take this feeling we created here tonight. Take it with you and do something good with it. Much love here on the Love Stream. We'll see you next time. Jason Moore on sax.